Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live back at it on a Saturday night. I hope everyone out there is enjoying your weekend, but welcome back to the Wrestling for Life Network. We got another live stream for you as AEW Collision is on tap tonight. And who knows what else we're going to get into. It's going to be a fun one here on the channel. Lots to get into, the debut of the new Elite, and so much more to talk about. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, put a smile on your face. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We're live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream, and we are the channel that just covers more live wrestling than anyone else out there. We thank you for popping in. Get in that chat, hit like, hit subscribe. If you're feeling froggy, hit share. We appreciate it all the time. But we are looking forward to AEW Collision tonight. Should be a good one. Lots happening. Lots on the docket for AEW, at least try to build up some stories. We're heading towards another pay-per-view. And yeah, lots to get into. But me and that pretty face have you for the next couple hours. And I will remind everybody out there, I am Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and that is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I'm Big Nick, and yes, we've got a stacked Saturday night. And I'm kind of somehow anticipating and excited for this collision.
That's odd, but I will accept that.
Valid.
Going into it with a good level of optimism.
Hopium. I've been smoking the hopium with Damon out there, on the hopium tribe there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Welcome back, folks. Like we said, I see a bunch of people filing into the chat already. We will say hello to the peeps. Now, Nick, last night, SmackDown, we had a lot of fun with it. As usual, as typical of the IWC. I noticed
have good things.
Some mixed reviews. Some people weren't happy with the overall promo. Some people felt like it was cut short. How we feeling the day after?
I don't see the problems. To me, the whole I don't know if you're fully talking about like what Roman said, and some people got their panties in a bunch about that. He's been saying stuff like that, and it wasn't even that bad. About how he called Seth a cross-dresser. Who he sat there and has been saying how he was in Becky's closet and everything. I could see maybe it should have gone a little bit longer, allow that 5 to 10 minute run over, especially after that. But I also, now looking back on it, don't hate that that's how they ended it. And The Rock almost looked like proud of him, of like, all right, you actually did grow a set now. When Cody slapped him, I think now I like the little tension between Seth and Cody that we could see on Monday. Yep. I hate the wrestling fans that sit there and watch the fucking show with a stopwatch of like, we only got this amount of action, everything. Women quit. If you're watching wrestling with a fucking stopwatch, maybe this ain't for you.
Yeah, again, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't care how long things are, how long or short, as long as I'm entertained. At the end of the day, if I'm entertained, if I'm into it, if I'm enjoying it, then it doesn't matter. And again, I thought it was very funny because there was a very big group of people that defended Sting's farewell getting cut off, but other people that were very critical of what happened last night. Now, we posted on the channel a short of what happened after the slap, and all that happened was The Rock walked off. So even the live crowd, even the live crowd has to wait for more. This is what we've been saying about good storytelling, breadcrumbs. I honestly think there's just a generation that does not know. I think Anthony called them the microwave society, but it's that instantaneous, give it to me now. I say be greedy, but sometimes you got to be patient to be greedy.
Well, and even then, the Rock situation ended on a cliffhanger, ended on a note. The Sting thing was just getting started, was just starting to simmer, saute, and then you pulled it off the stove there. Like I said, we didn't get the whole locker room clearing out. We didn't even really truly get a Sting farewell speech or anything like that. That all was ripped away. That's the difference to me, is one ended on if you were watching a TV series,
Yep.
that's the season finale you end on right there. And oh shit, now I got to make sure I tune in because it's a fucking cliffhanger. The Sting
100%.
shit ended on a flat note.
100%. And I mean, I get it. And at the same time, I want people to be understanding. Again, I'm not trying to defend it. I just thought it was really enjoyable. And if you sit back and enjoy the ride, I mean, there's not much you can say. And I think if you're a true wrestling fan, you have to appreciate what they're doing. And this idea that it's all sucks, it's shit, it's what it, maybe it's just not your, again, if you very much only tune into wrestling to see flaming tables and broken glass, well, then that may be your cup of tea. And that's okay.
There's an audience for that. And we watch that too as well. But that's 100%. The thing. When I'm watching WWE, I expect the stories. I expect we're building on the road to WrestleMania. So I expect that we're going to have intertwining stories, because I don't see people complaining about this being the 6th show that they've sold out in a row, live attendance.
No, and I mean, again, the live crowd and the WWE fan base, which is huge, seems to be very into this. There's some peripheral people that generally doesn't matter what the WWE does, they're not going to like it. So they're just sitting around watching. They're watching every minute of it, but just to find things to poke at. I struggle with it, but at the end of the day, I thought they did well. I really enjoyed SmackDown. It went fast. Yeah, we both talked. It was a very like, what happened kind of show. It wasn't a show that we're going to remember in September, but it was good. It was entertaining.
Yeah, it was an okay show. It wasn't the greatest show, but it wasn't a bad show. And they're like, you could find faults if you're really sitting there and hate watching. And it was very story centric, but they don't have a premium live event between now and Mania.
No, this
so
is the build.
Your weekly shows are going to be your moments to build that.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I think if you look back through history, this is common practice. This is you're not supposed to be getting big matches 3 weeks away from WrestleMania. Yeah, you'll get some good ones in there, but you're not supposed to get, you didn't get Austin and Brett until they got there. You didn't get Michaels and Austin until they got there, or Cena and The Rock.
Wayne.
You have all this time, like you wait, you make people wait. And so far, I think the anticipation they're creating for this event, so far, so good. I mean, really, honestly, and I don't think internally they're overly worried about the pocket of haters.
Facts. And speaking of not worried about pockets of haters and making people wait, should we talk to the people?
Let's talk to the people. Let's say hello.
Not the best segue, but I try.
It was a good one. I enjoyed it. It got us where we're going.
Hey, Kevin, what up? Keyshawn, Jericho is the same attention seeker he has always been. It's just now there's no Rock or Triple H to take the spotlight. Ooh, interesting take a little. There's no bumpers. He's not playing with the bumpers anymore.
I think to expand on this a little bit, it's not so much the Rock and Triple H that Jericho doesn't have anymore. He doesn't have a boss that tells him what to do like he used to. So when he worked for the WWE, he's talked about it many times on his shows and in interviews of like, I really wanted to do this, or I really wanted to do that, and I never got that opportunity. He now works with a guy that if he doesn't want to do something, doesn't have to do it. If he wants to do it, he gets to do it. And that to me is the big change. And then in addition to that, kind of going back to what Keyshawn said, is when he does get in the ring, it's with Titan. It's with Atlantis Jr. It's not with a Triple H, The Rock, Kevin Owens. So it's a different thing.
I think we both said this. He is the epitome right now of modern day. Doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah, 100%. And I know a lot of people look at the ex-WWE guys, but I would bet good money that across the board, whether it's ex-WWE, solid AEW talent, they've all pulled that card at some point and not wanted to do something.
Right. Damien, what up? Bonkers. Did you see Brock Lesnar was back on the WWE roster page?
I had not.
That was one of the main things I saw going around the Twitterverse there. That they had added him back to the active wrestler or active roster, I guess, on the website, which apparently is, the end all be all.
Maybe
it's an interesting move, but
maybe they know something we don't know. Maybe it comes out that he didn't do anything wrong. We don't know the evidence yet, but maybe they know something we don't. I have no idea why or why not. So
I saw some people throw out the idea if he was a surprise entrant in the gauntlet match, we do actually finally get that Gunther Lesnar match. Now, granted, that would be interesting because Lesnar would catch fire and we'd be drawing maybe some things to attention to some things that a lot of people think we don't want to draw attention to. So
Yeah, unless behind the scenes they're 100% confident that whatever Brock has been tied to that got him in this pickle is completely a wash or not of concern, then that's the only way. And I can't imagine it. But come on, if you're telling me you're going to add Brock Lesnar, ignore the bullshit, just on name value to everything else going on for Mania, and you're going to get Brock Gunther, it's a pretty big deal. Now, that's only if they can verify that it's an okay thing to do.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think there's a certain base of of wrestling fandom that ignores bullshit and then just goes off of the performer. Well, I'll leave it at that. So if you just on seeing the match of Brock Lesnar versus Gunther, I mean, that's going to put asses in seats, to quote Tony Schiavone. But
Amen.
yeah, that's a big gamble that I don't know if they're willing to take.
I don't think they are. And I think there would have to be definitive public announcement or record of, listen, Brock Lesnar is clear of any allegations or any wrongdoing, da 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 da. Like he needs to be at that point. Just in 2024, even if there's a doubt of, well, I mean, speaking of Jericho, I mean, there was a little bit of.
I was gonna say, are they not
He kind
one
of
and the
ducked and
same?
dodged. Did he kind of stick and move some stuff?
Right. Are they not one and the same? I mean, one's an actual court proceeding, but I don't think he
It's
was
still the same.
named. I'm not a lawyer. I don't pretend to be one.
Mhm.
So, but yeah.
It's still, again, it's in the same realm of like he's only been accused. We don't know what's happening, and the same thing, like him, anyone that goes through this deserves that, right? And I mean, because of the society we live in now, everything's knee jerk. I get it. If
Mhm.
he's guilty, peg him to the wall. But
Was.
it's funny because other people kind of dodged it and it went away. Like nobody answered the questions.
Right. But Boston, what up, boys? Actually going to watch Collision tonight.
Oh,
I
hey,
just
you must be
realized
bored.
it's so funny because on our end, I read the chats looking at the comments like that we have pulled up versus on the screen. So everyone's just like, why do you keep looking away?
Right.
Steven, what up? Bonkers, what up? Eric, what up? Bash, Polo, Nick Bray, calling you out. KJ, did you just say grab your strap on? You sick man. Strap on and strap in, my guy.
I'll say it how I want to say it.
Right. Nick, you beautiful man. How are you? I'm not beautiful. Jake,
Beautiful.
what up?
I just want you to know you're my favorite host.
Whoa. MDB out here. The champ is here. Get the knee pads. Casey, what up? Ronan, what up? Steven, Leafs losing to the Canadians. 1-0. Boo Earns. Boo Earns.
It's only one. It's one. They scored 8 seconds in. No biggie.
I like how is Nick sick today? What's going on? Showing some AEW.
This is how we like to come in. We like to be optimistic in the beginning. Sometimes it wears off.
Well, it's the new season. I know I wasn't the greatest. I wasn't the biggest fan of Dynamite. So I've always tended to recently since they've done Collision. I've liked Collision more than Dynamite. So I'm hoping that it is more of what a wrestling show to me I feel should be. And delivers that way. Got what up? Andy B saying he loved that promo. Joe Black saying I heart Nick and KJ best tag stream in the world. You get it
right, folks. Not just a gimmick, we live it.
Right? Facts, literally. I call him the husband when I got a wife already.
That's the inside thoughts again.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
It's
the reverse lazy Susan of sometimes I forget some shit, it comes back around. This time some shit just spews out that ain't supposed to spew out.
It just jams and jerks. Pause.
All right, pause. Bacon, what up? As he's sending us bacon.
Bacon in the house.
MDB out here again. This is why Wrestling for Life Network over everybody, especially Frightful.
Yeah.
Well, they've been catching some strays here, I feel, because they've been very much on a certain narrative, I feel. But I believe the show is about to start.
I do have the start of the show popping up now for me as well.
Right. But Clay, what up, Theater Minds? Tori, Jericho. So you popping on people. It's what happens. But I got Saturday.
Right for fighting. It's cooking. Dun, dun, dun. What's going on? Chris, Bash. If Jericho tells TK he could crap in the ring, TK would say, "Yeah, good man." Yeah, that's the problem. Is there are people that have too much creative control, too much ability to decide. Like again, these Chris Jericho doing his lucha tour now. It's not good. It's not good. People don't want to see it. I'm sorry.
And
If you're out there right now going, I can't wait for Jericho and Titan, let me know. Let me know if you can't wait for this one.
please check yourself into your local mental health facility. Oh, better help. We don't have a code for it. Hashtag not sponsored, but 100%. I mean, if you're excited if that's what you're looking for tonight, you got problems.
Right.
Problems we can't fix or solve.
Yeah, we're above our pay grade. But here comes the American Dragon. Daniel Bryan kicking off the show tonight. Going to take on Shane Taylor, a good old buddy of ours.
Yeah, well, I'm excited for it. Like I'm going to say this. I'm going to pause myself right afterwards. Has Danielson just been taking on all the hard guys in the AEW? Again, pause. But he takes on Eddie, Shane Taylor. He's just taking everybody that is known to actually whoop some ass.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there is a propensity for Bryan to get involved with the tougher, stiffer wrestlers. Put it that way.
Pause. Well, and he's also, I keep forgetting he's in the back nine. Like he's announced he's in the back nine.
Yeah.
Here.
He said he's hanging it up. So we're going to see this is technically the Daniel Bryan farewell tour. Now, I think he'll be more inclined to stick around and help as a producer, help as Tony Khan said if he ever died abruptly, he'd be leaving the company to Daniel. So here we go.
Is Tony anticipating something? Does he know something we don't know?
He's just like, I keep going this hard and heavy.
Right? Well, sorry. Where was it? Oh, we got that one. Oh, I agree with you, KJ. So Tori out here agreeing with you about Jericho. Well, I was going to click on another Jericho comment of, we're all tired of Chris Jericho, geriatric and his baby mama drama, his baby mama body. Sorry.
Wait, time out. I'm a big fan of baby mama bodies, so let's not lump them in with Jericho.
Well, now
there's some beautiful ladies out there with baby mama bodies that I'm a big supporter of.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's be nice to the ladies. I don't give a fuck about Jericho.
Well, no, he has like blown up ex-rocker bod. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. I love when he gets like the fucking Botox injections in his stomach and he looks like he has abs for 4 weeks.
Susan Yeet.
Jericho and Titan for the main event. Please, wrestling gods. Come on. Why do you got to be like that?
Put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Right.
Oh, Nick Bray also saying we need tag stream merch, my dudes, or does it already exist? I'm just not aware.
Well, specific tag stream merch, no, but we do have the merch store. We got a bunch of goodies up there, multiple logos, multiple themes, as well as some of the catchphrases that have popped up on the show. I don't see why we couldn't make a tag stream champion one. We're working on some other designs as well, all in the process. But the link is on the channel. Click the link and go get yourself some swag like Scott, like Victor, like some of our friends out there. 2 Scotts.
Like both Scotts.
Both Scotts. Get yourself your Wrestling for Life merch now.
Right. And absolutely, we got all the colorways for your pro wrestling needs here, so you can just be fresh to death. You can have that, Ric Flair drip. But we've got Shane Taylor versus Bryan Danielson underway here, and who are you taking, sir?
It's Danielson for sure. But as a fan of Shane Taylor, I like him being used.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll take Shane Taylor. Wow. I want Shane Taylor promotions to be more of a thing on Collision.
Okay. I would the Hopium for sure.
I'm fully on that Hopium pack here tonight.
Right? Nick's in good spirits.
Someone's got to be, goddammit.
Grab you Wrestling for Life over everyone's shirt ASAP. Those do exist. I love this channel so much. I don't even ask for credit. Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag we own it. I don't know.
Can we get a list of Nick's shirt? I might be able to pull that off.
Oh shit! God
Right?
damn it!
Stairs, the world title.
It's just gonna be like you're gonna have some goofy picture of me holding a like scribe or scroll there, like Jericho.
Yeah, just have it rolled up. Armbar. Jericho has sprayed on tan abs and tan.
He has
Wayne's
a sprayed
mom.
on personality, I feel.
I like a baby mommy body too. Baby mommy body.
Just not Chris Jericho. I mean, you're Canadian, so maybe there's some out there that look like that. I'm just saying.
Hey.
All the women of Canada out here just catching strays for no reason.
Collision needs knee pads. AEW faction number 25K.
Oh, I see what he was saying. Oh, with Shane Taylor Promotions. I get you.
As we were getting big kicks from Bryan, Shane Taylor, not a hater, but dude needs some new ring apparel. Damn, he looks, the man might have the biggest ass and thighs in all of wrestling.
Man's thicker than a Snickers. You can have that.
He's as my grandma used to say, that boy a heavy bottom.
Pause. We call them now power bottoms. What?
Oh, grandma.
That's the new Mama Cornette. Oh, grandma.
Oh, grandma.
But Danielson very much just trying to chop down the tree that is Shane Taylor here, I feel.
Noted, MDB. I'll take note of that. I'm trying to keep up with all these great suggestions.
We have this email thing that you can send us to and everything.
Don't send them there. This is more shit I got to read later.
But at least we have what would be a better track record.
Right? Put it in the Discord. There you go.
Facts.
Need some serious allergy meds. An EpiPen. It's his insulin. Shane Taylor out here looking like a school bus.
Beep, beep.
Big kick to the knee. Bryan working the legs.
Danielson with chops in the corner right now on Shane Taylor. Am I ahead or behind?
I got Bryan chopping Shane, but I can't freeze Collision.
I got a drop. Well, did you just get a sliding baseball kick into the knee?
Yes.
Okay. No, I'm ahead of you, so that works out.
Oh, okay. As I got Shane backing Daniel up into the corner. Oh, check that kick. Not having it. Let's go AEW. Damn, I was hoping they did not use the same set for Collision. I want to see it look different than Dynamite. Plus, I like Collision set before. Yeah, I really want Collision to have a different vibe, different feel. That's why I was a little disappointed what they did with the commentators, bringing Tony back in. I thought creating a separate feel would have been good for Collision.
It was there, and then the other guy went to the other company. And now that all just went away. So if they still kept it as that different feel, I would appreciate that much.
Right.
Because Collision very much felt like it was that more shotgun Saturday night, that Saturday night main event, that old school wrestling vibe of even with the Saturday. And we have the little vignettes and everything just for that night specific, etc.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to the kayfabe community. I like that. I do. Is that Nia Jax or Shane Taylor? Oof. Oh, be nice. Power bottoms.
Hey, that ref was out there with death by snoo, so no shame in that.
Oh man, I love the vibes you two give off. Love this channel, Tori. We appreciate it. We really do. Right. Thank you for joining us. We try.
Right. I have picture in picture.
Yes, picture in picture.
Cool. So we're good.
As Shane has taken control from Daniel Bryan. Folks, we are rolling along. Remember, make sure you hit like and subscribe. Click that little bell. We got more coming your way. Nick and I have some tricks up our sleeves that we're working on. We're working on some members only fun stuff. That sounds terrible.
Pause. That should just be the fucking membership. It's just pause.
Pause. But yeah, we're looking forward to that. We're working on more merch. We're working on some deals. Yeah, so stay tuned. It just hit 4K. Just hit 1 million views as a channel. Just hit 2 years old. We're still a baby. But
Big
we
things
thank everyone
popping,
for
little
being here.
things stopping. Up to something. Season never sleeps. Sorry.
What he said.
Right.
Nick Wayne is in action on this card. Yeah, he's just he's going to drive in with mom. So as soon as his mom gets him to the arena, we'll have Nick Wayne in action tonight.
Well, I know Bailey wants Paramore to do her entrance at WrestleMania. Can we get Nick Wayne and Mrs. Nick Wayne entrance by Bowling for Soup of just or no, it's not Bowling for Soup. What's the fucking band that does the Nick Wayne or Stacy's mom has got it going on? I can't remember the name, but anyways, you get the reference, you get the joke. This match got old. Fountain of Wayne. Hey, that only fits even better.
The Fountain of Wayne.
Yeah, the Fountain of Wayne introducing Nick Wayne, and Nick Wayne's mom has got it going
on. Jericho match will not end quickly. No, it's going to be a 15-minute. We're going to trick people to believe it's a banger match.
Oh my guy, every Jericho match now feels like Mystery Science Theater 3000 out here of just like, can you believe they did that shit? Shane Taylor, as we're back from picture in picture, Shane Taylor right now in control. About to just
it. People get us sometimes. I like it.
On ahead, look smart. Oh, Shane Taylor with a big draping close or leg drop on the Danielson on the apron. See, and even at the point of the head, look smart.
Decent match so far to kick off Collision. Go home show for big business. Now we're having go home shows for shows.
Yeah, having go home shows for weekly shows. You know what the go home show for next Monday is? This Monday.
Damn, my stream froze. Even my TV doesn't want me watching AEW. Things work out for a reason, my guy.
Right. That's the universe telling you things.
When do you become a toddler? Oh, there's so many sarcastic answers to that.
You set him up. He just tried to knock him down.
Right. Shane just needs Skims deal.
What?
Fountain of Wayne, ironically. Yeah, thank you, MDB. Big things popping, little things stopping. Wrestling for life. Nick Bray on the vibe. As Lee Moriarty is still at ringside, by the way, if you guys were wondering. Shane is in control. Oh, maybe not. Nick, you ready for Titan versus Jericho tonight? Kathy, no. Kathy going at Nick. I'm looking forward to Mariah May versus Trisha Dora. Yeah, sorry, Trish. Thanks for coming out.
No, I actually kind of do like that match a little bit. I want more out of Mariah May outside of just she's managed to be more Toni Storm than Toni Storm.
Yeah.
If that's a possibility.
Right. Can't wait for the Jericho match to end quickly. Yeah, don't get your hopes up. I ain't mad at you.
Well, no, she was trying to take my shit. That ain't even what I'm mad at.
There you go. There you go. Shane Taylor, a.k.a. Baby Mabel.
Yeah. Oh, don't you do that. Don't you do that.
What's up, Brandon? How you doing tonight? As Bryan regaining control, climbing to the top. Shane Taylor did the Undertaker. Well, I mean, I could see why. Shane Taylor is dressed like Instagram Patty. Y'all on Shane
Danielson up top.
Down he goes. Trying to work out those big legs, trying to chop that tree down.
Exactly. When you got thick thighs, you got to, shave a little off there. What?
Mm-hmm. Everyone get your Jericho Granny Toddy's merch. Rock 'em. Not bad, not bad. Daniel Bryan for the win. Shane Taylor is a great wrestler. I love Shane. Shane's a guy they could use if they use properly. That would potentially draw people in. He's the type of guy that will make you tune in week to week because he's a good character when done proper.
Right. Well, I think this has been an all right match. I won't say it's been a great match. I think it's been an all right match.
It's a good match, but I think we've talked about this a lot recently. I'm fucking tired of Daniel Bryan matches. They're all the same.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's almost like there's a whole fucking division of AEW wrestlers that they just wrestle the same match. But yeah, I get what you're saying of, on one hand, I get it, but can Daniel Bryan wrestle a match that isn't exactly the same thing that like this is the only thing that this doesn't have within any match is 10 times more chops. That's it.
Right? Big clothesline by Shane. And it's not a bad match. It's just like the standing still kicks, the standing still chops, the standing still forearms. Like, again, I just, in my head, AEW's supposed to have a little more steam to it. I don't hate the match. I just feel like I've seen it a lot.
Yeah, I get that. I just more like that it's hopefully a bump up. It's a spotlight for Shane.
Yeah, I mean, a good spotlight for Shane to definitely be, and I appreciate that side of things for sure.
Right. As now I've got Shane Taylor just boots the faces on Danielson here. Just tell him, get up. I'm kind of nervous about how they're going to present Okada in the Bucks. Oh,
so much to unpack with that one.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get
there. Yeah, well, let's cross that bridge in a bit because it's a wordy answer, Scott. But I think a lot of us, if you're genuinely been watching AEW, you're a little concerned. Since you are both big Jericho fans, when he comes sing, I think that's supposed to say, along with him. Ha ha.
Ha ha.
Ha ha ha.
Well, fun jokes on you. We got Scott out there taking pictures on Jericho's cruise, wearing our Wrestling World Live Network t-shirt, holding and shaking hands and kissing babies with Chris Jericho. So he's aware.
Daniel with a kick to the head and another. Oh my God, Nick and KJ, do you think they are going to change Okada's theme tonight? Maybe end coin drop?
No.
I don't think they should.
They're dumb. They're just not that dumb.
I'm waiting for you to get there. Well,
running knee, psycho knee, bukkake knee. 1, 2, 3.
Shane Taylor can't go back to the hood if he loses Daniel Bryan.
Well, I guess you can invite us over to the cookout instead of Shane Taylor because Shane Taylor ain't welcome, I guess, no more.
What happened to Keith Lee? I believe Keith Lee is dealing with health issues. I don't know how true that is or if it's just a booking issue. Keith Lee being a part of Shane Taylor Productions would be phenomenal, but I think we got company. Right. Oh, the GOAT. The Billy Goat in the house.
You what, bro? You what? You want to have a fight, bro? You challenge me, bro?
I like this because these two should tear it up.
Again, I agree with you, Robert. What? No, I was just going to say AEW has the huge potential for Dynasty to have that WrestleMania match quality just on that alone. Like Danielson versus Ospreay. You're tuning into that regardless.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. How much violence is going to be in a street fight? AEW style would probably be all chaos and carnage. Yeah.
All of the above.
DB for the win. Unfortunately, am I going to have an LA Knight my TV? I hope not, Scott. I really hope not.
No. But right now I've got Ospreay challenging Danielson out here.
Real question. We'll get to that. I'm just kind of catching what he's going to say, but Daniel Bryan, who's supposed to be one of your top guys, should he be going 15 plus minutes with a guy you never on TV? No. That's why you have to have a rank and file and know where people fit. You can't keep doing it. But just because you like Shane doesn't mean Shane's been.
I think that's a problem though, that you haven't built Shane. Like I don't need Danielson every week.
No, I don't need Danielson in a repetitive match every week.
Twice a week, actually, between Wednesdays and Saturdays. Ole. I really wish though Ospreay would change up his gear a little bit because he's out here looking like the 7th member of the Spirit Squad. I've noticed the sandwiches backstage. They're lovely.
Right.
As you can barely hear this man's promo over ole, 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 ole.
That'd be a big step, JV, if all of a sudden we got AEW AR starting to be used. That would blow my mind.
What is the
Will,
Thunderdome?
right? Will saying thank you to Daniel Bryan for everything. Crowd applauds. Daniel smiles. Like, this is what Daniel lives for nowadays. He just wants to be loved. Like, he just wants to be respected. That's why he doesn't give a fuck what match he's in. He just, all right, I'm going to go do some things. They all love me. I'm good.
It's been the Daniel Bryan Appreciation Tour, except instead of normally that's like 1 year, this has lasted like 3 years.
Right? But he hasn't had a whole, like, I would love Daniel Bryan to be in something of substance. This is potentially that substance I've been waiting for.
What's the last great Bryan Danielson match that we've had in AEW? And I would argue would probably be him
MJF?
versus Swerve.
Swerve? Yeah. That was a good
Wrestle
match.
Dream.
Yeah.
Because I thought of the MJF match and I'm wondering which came first, the chicken or the egg there a little bit.
Right? No, but the last time he was like kind of like dug into something, like even when he first came in the company, where like who's Daniel Bryan's big rival? Who's his enemy? Like he just wrestles matches. Like he's not really mad at anyone. He just wants to do matches.
Well, no, he had a rivalry with Eddie and everything. That was more of a personal thing. It was more of an Eddie thing, but
A little bit.
the 80,000 chops just chopped that feud into to oblivion there.
Right. Wow, Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan beating Shane Taylor is the equivalent of Rio beating Nia Jax. Whew.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
Not quite. Will Collision be going head to head with Mania this year? Yeah, I'm sure they're just gonna. It'll be on head to head.
I almost feel like they're planning to avoid that and do it on like a Thursday or something.
They should. I'm looking forward to Ospreay versus Danielson at Dynasty. It's going to be a banger. Yeah, listen, this is. I'm happy. On Wednesday, I gave them credit, and it's funny. We ended Wednesday Dynamite very similar to Friday SmackDown. Right. So if we're going to be critical of Friday SmackDown, well, remember, Ospreay comes out, they look at each other, we go off the air. Cliffhanger. Not something AEW does very often, and I give them praise and points for it. Will looks down at, or Bryan and Will look at each other. We get all excited and we go off the air, leave us wanting more. Now here we are getting more. That is better. So I give them credit for trying to make this happen. And I think these two are going to tear it down.
I'm excited for this. And even the visual right there, you have the little thing on the entranceway for Dynasty Sunday, April 21st, and we're setting up Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson. We literally have the GOAT versus the Billy Goat. We have a GOAT, folks.
Right? Bruv, man's Ospreay just gets the people going. He's a charismatic guy, man. Like, he was my pick for Wrestler of the Year in 2023. I thought he killed it.
I was going to say, you'd be hard-pressed to find a moment on this channel to where neither one of us have been singing this man's praises here.
Yeah. He's charismatic. He's outgoing. You got him involved with a main event type guy. They could really, like, if they turn up the volume and these two start picking at each other and the mutual respect dies out for a little more of a heated rivalry between the two, like the respect goes away and the ego kicks in and they start butting heads a little bit and we get some pull aparts. Yeah, by the time we get to April 21st, we're going to want this match bad, but you got to give us that ride. You got to take us there.
This is arguably the best story AEW's done in quite a long time, and it's already 2 weeks in, and it's granted it's built on the talent of what we know about these guys, but I'll give them credit. This is already what should be arguably your main event for Dynasty.
Yeah. MDB saying, how is he supposed to believe in Shane Taylor losing clean to Daniel Bryan? It's because Daniel Bryan is the technician. Daniel Bryan is not your typical small guy. You get exceptions. It's like, how does Rey Mysterio win all those matches? You have to be able to make us believe in that person. And I believe Daniel Bryan, like, Hook, I struggle with because I don't think Hook's earned that reputation of he's the little guy that takes out the big guys, but they're trying to force that on us. Daniel Garcia, but Danielson, with the career he's had, we all give him a little leeway of, yeah, you can take down a John Cena. Yeah, you can take down a Brock Lesnar if done properly. So, yeah, Shane Taylor's been booked as a lower middle card Ring of Honor guy. Daniel should have beat him pretty handily.
Well, and even then, it's big guy versus small guy, and you've seen it even. We've got UFC 299 as well tonight. But to where you saw Danielson was doing nothing but trying to chop the guy down and everything. So by the time we get towards the end, you've got a guy that can still slingshot, hit you with air, strike his way out of everything, versus a guy that if he catches you, you're fucked, but you got to catch him. Treat it like boxing, stick and move.
Right.
And if only Ngannou could do that.
I think that's where sometimes the Japanese style of like the toe to toe and the battle of strength bothers me, because again, when you want to keep that realm of belief to the fight, like MDB's pointing out here, if Bryan leaned off and hit a solid forearm on Shane Taylor, gives it a little, oh, I can't believe he hit me. But when Shane throws back, Danielson should explode. Like he should roll. Like it should be impact. Like they should have equivalent power,
Well, that's when you remember when the test of strength spot was just the double like knuckle grab and everything, and you had the back and forth kind of push apart. Now the test of strength's just been chop versus chop back and forth.
But yeah, and I think what misses, like you got to think, like when Kane would come out or Taker and they would throw a punch, whoever they hit exploded. They bounced.
Oh yeah,
right? It didn't have the same impact of Brian Kendrick throwing a punch, and I think that's what lacks sometimes. I'm like, I don't believe this. These men are just hitting each other. But if Joe really hit Hook's head would spin.
Absolutely. Well, it's a little bit even like how X-Pac went over Kane a time or two. Of course, yeah, that whole feud was part of my childhood and everything, because I was a huge Kane fan.
Yeah.
But Kane would hit that, uppercut and everything, the upper chop, and send X-Pac from the center of the ring into the turnbuckle, because he'd send that man flying because he was that impactful.
And I think that's what Shawn Michaels, as the Jacksons are coming out their middle tunnel
with the most Okada Rainmaker-ish gear-ish shit.
But Michaels made a career of that. Like he didn't go toe to toe with Vader. He didn't go toe to toe with Diesel. He didn't go toe to toe with guys. They beat the living shit out of him. He used his speed, his agility, and his unwillingness to quit to get over, to wear out the big guy. Like, how many times the guys just kind of like get tired of him, and then he hit a super kick and managed to pull off a pin. That's how you got to sell the little guys.
Endurance and everything, and you got to chop a motherfucker down.
But Bryan does it better than most. I mean, like he worked the legs of Shane Taylor. We got the coin flip. I bet it's tails.
Tails never fails.
That's it. And here comes the Rainmaker. Ospreay, Danielson, Dynasty. Let's go. Man, you could have a series of 3 matches between these guys, no problem. And again, if you built in story of this, ego-driven, prideful rivalry between the two, I think it works. I think the respect is gone. You've done your respectful acknowledging each other. You need to start digging into some, I don't care who you are, I'm going to whoop your ass.
The biggest thing is we've got Okada coming out right now is AEW has this litany of an all-star roster. If they could just add this touch of a story, just a little bit of connective tissue between this shit, they've got a gold mine that they're sitting on.
Yeah.
But people want to just act blissfully ignorant. Like we've got Jay White, we've got Kazuchika Okada, Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, Bryan Danielson, all just naming male competitors, all under the same house.
Yep.
But we can't make the shit work for some reason, I feel.
Yeah, if you stop giving away the matches on TV and stop giving away the matches on pay-per-view without a build. Like, I mean, I'm excited for Edge and Christian, but that's been building. We've wanted that. There is a story there. Some of it's self-made, and Tony did everything he could, I think, to fumble it through the pay-per-view. But now we're going to get the payoff eventually. But at the end of the day, yeah, just a little bit of reason to care more than, oh, these guys are all really cool.
More than just, right?
Yeah.
Well, man, what if the fuck if I don't know? Then tell me what I need to know. And
Right.
that's really all that's missing. Because we haven't even talked
Ooh.
about if he's still on the roster, if we got MJF dropped into this.
Mhm. Yeah. And that's what made like MJF good, right? Was he was telling a story. Even when he was going off on his boss, there was something to it. That's what we were most excited about. How much he hated his boss and how much he was speaking about it. And then you paid off with a really good match. But Okada's into this one as we got a trios match. Is the Elite taking on
Job Squad?
Yeah.
I am gonna try and tell you who it is. It's Job Squad. I'll try and tell you.
The Bucks looking like Ken and Ryu.
Hadouken! Shoryuken!
Thoughts on Ospreay's comment after Revolution about one of the three main reasons he's here is to retire Billy Gunn. I love it. Why not? Billy's got to be close. He's 65, man.
And still looking like he's out there 45.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But so we've got the Elite taking on Liam Gray, Adrian Adonis, and John Cruz.
Mm-hmm. So the story is, I want to prove I'm the best. Yes. And I don't mind that. But there has to come in some level of resentment, some level of jealousy, and some level of, I respect you, but man, I fucking hate you and can't wait to take your head off.
Finish the story, acknowledge me, proving I'm the best. Just him.
And oh my God. So the Bucks pretty much let Okada do it all tonight, which I'm okay with. So there you go. Okada, a dominant debut as a member of the roster. I got to give him credit. It's a squash. That's what I'm okay with this. I would rather this than Okada go 20 minutes with Lee Moriarty.
Oh, I'll give you that. I'm wanting with the Eddie thing and everything. Like they did my boy dirty.
Well, there's Eddie now. There you go. Okay.
See? Speak about it and it shall come.
So I got to give them credit. I'm okay with the squash match and I'm okay with the aftermath.
Man's doing it true New York style. Just came out of fucking nowhere. Just looking like straight out here with Tim's, a Knicks hoodie, and a fucking Yankees hat.
Who's going to help Nick? Who is that?
1 Pac, 2 Pac, 3 Pac, 4. Oh, Pac, he's Pac, no Pac, none.
Is that Phoenix? Oh, no, it's Penta. Oh, Okada.
Sling Blade.
Oh.
Sling Blade.
Okada says
not the Sling Blade. Penta out here with the Venom gear. Oh.
What's up, Gabe? Yeah, UFC 299 going on in the background. I don't think we're going to be sticking around to watch it, but we got you for Collision.
Yeah, well, it comes to a commercial. We can give our predictions here if we want, but as I've got Okada.
Oh, look who's back! The bastard is in the house.
Now, is it only fitting that they were airing the Hobbit movie before Collision happened, and now we've got fucking the bastard Pac out here?
I'm a little surprised because you got Penta, Pac, and Eddie going to take on the Elite. But Pac, the place is lose all the people there.
Well, it's been a hot minute. Think about it. It's been probably over a year, I feel, since we've seen Pac.
And I'd like to get him into something solid as men exchanging forearms.
Coming off of watching The Hobbit, this is seeing Okada versus Pac. This is like watching an elf taking on a fucking troll here, like or a dwarf. Like Okada's literally head and shoulders above Pac.
Now, this is the interesting part of this is now Pac outshines Eddie as far as we'd rather see Pac and Okada than Eddie and Okada.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong with that at all. Shit.
You know what? The Bucks did the right thing. They pretty much did not do anything tonight. So that minimize them, make Okada look like the star of the show. And I thought they did okay with that.
Can we say the one good thing about the Bucks that we're obliged to say for the year and say, well, they put Okada over themselves, so they put themselves on the back burner. So nice thing said about the Bucks. We're moving on. The bastard's back. You'll do nothing. I need Pac versus Conor McGregor if Conor
Right
was wrestling.
Bucks 2 from a bad low budget movie. That's the problem, is they're acting. And in wrestling, we know, we get it, we understand, but you got to come off with a level of realism, and they don't seem to take their jobs serious. And that's my issue with the Bucks.
Nothing, and I do mean nothing, from their hair plugs to their shoes feel authentic or real about Matthew or Nicholas Jackson.
And if we know anything about being real and authentic,
right,
the Young Yucks robes look cheap. Hello, what's up? Mania Quest back in the house. Woof woof. Oh my God, am I the only person enjoying the Bucks' new angle? It's so bad, it's good. Tonight, I listen. I have no criticism of what they did tonight
because they did nothing. You can't criticize them doing nothing.
That's better than what they have been doing. Are they giving us a oh no, they're giving us I thought they were giving us a package of Darby Allin versus Mount Everest.
I thought they were about to. We saw the mountains and everything. I was like,
but no,
you got a Darby popsicle just sliding into Dynasty here.
But no, they're selling us on Jay White and Darby for Wednesday, so they get points for this too. Again, I'm concerned that the Bucks are going to make Okada stupid. But if Okada is involved with Eddie Kingston, involved in with Pac, then he can stand out. The thing with the Bucks is they got to get serious. They can be heels, but they got to learn how to do it seriously. And tonight they minimized themselves. So usually I shit all over them. They did the right thing. They stood on the apron and shut the fuck up.
I hate that you've already sold me on a Pac versus Okada match versus a Pac versus Eddie match, because I'm a huge fan of Eddie, but a Pac versus Okada match, you could see that happen in New Japan, honestly.
Yeah.
So I think that's the match you make out of this. I'm glad that hopefully the Bucks realize they need to take a backseat in this. I mean, that's what they're good at, riding side bitch with Kenny and everything, and they did it with Cody. So hopefully they continue to do it.
Well, that's why I get mad when people talk about how great they are. I'm like, they've always just been good at riding good coattails. They were never the centerpiece of anything. It wasn't like you got to tune into Young Bucks and the Bullet Club. It was Kenny Omega, Adam Cole, Finn Balor. Oh, the Bucks are there too.
They're good background players. They're the good,
background dancers.
They're the Lance Bass and the Joey Fatone of NSYNC out here. As we've got Trish Adora taking on Maria May and letting us know who you're taking. Assuming it's got to probably Maria May, even though she's doing Toni Storm better than Toni Storm, and I'm a fan of Trish Adora. I adore Trish Adora. I'll put it that way.
I'm still very surprised we didn't get Mariah May versus Deonna Purrazzo leading towards that match at Revolution.
Well, I mean, I don't know even where we go with the Tony Deonna thing anymore, because even good old Uncle Dave, Senile Dave, wasn't a big fan of that. So,
well, that's what Anthony was saying. He's a little nervous about Deonna Purrazzo now because is she going to get the Taya Valkyrie treatment?
Right.
Tony's
already moving on to Mercedes.
Fact. 2 count by Trish. They're already in a faction. You think the feuds where all these factions are vying for the main championship would be the easiest thing to do. It is interesting. Like Penta's in a faction. Penta's also in a faction with Pac, which is a separate faction. The Elite are in a new faction. Like
everybody's in a fucking faction,
but nobody hangs out with their friends.
That's the thing, and I think that's the most infuriating thing, especially for guys like us watching this, is we see all the connective tissue and shit just sitting there, and you're like, just put it to fucking together. Like, it's like watching a kid that's got, 1, 2, 3, and 4 and tell them to
Yep.
put them in order. And it's like, just fucking do it.
What I've been saying for months right now, as we are in picture, folks, but I've been saying it for months, Nick. Like, Tony has all the ingredients to bang out a 5-star meal. Like, he has all the ingredients to put it all together. He just hasn't figured out the cook time and the mixing time and the quantities. You know, sometimes you need a little less salt and a little more sugar. Like, he hasn't figured out the specifics of the recipe and how to make it cook, but he's definitely got all the recipes he needs, or all the ingredients he needs for an outstanding recipe.
Tony Khan, going off of that, it's like Tony Khan had bought all the ingredients and everything, and then he just does this with his arms and it's like Chris Jericho or somebody come through and they're gonna play chef now and just whip that shit together and has no idea what the fuck's going on here. It's, you said, you have a cabinet full of top of the line ingredients. You can sit there and create the greatest meal, but you just fucking struggle to even make macaroni and cheese.
Right. Okada versus Gunther in a who has better jacket match. Gunther.
Well, Gunther, because of Ludwig's catch of the jacket, the little fucking tilt-a-whirl there, the parade shit.
The Young Bucks are overrated. Yep. Don't tell them that, though, or their fans.
They'll come for you with pitchforks.
Why should people care about Okada if you're not familiar with his work in Japan? That's why I think I'm okay with how they did it tonight. Let's say you are a casual fan, you're tuning in, you should kind of know who the Young Bucks are. And then you see this new guy, and he does all the heavy lifting. He takes out the jobber team, makes easy work of it. It gives you the impression that he's important, he's different. Yeah, they could probably run some vignettes to say, like, this is the Rainmaker. You know, tell us how many championships he's won in Japan. Why do we give a fuck that he showed up here? The presentation-wise, I thought they put him on a good... They showed him in a good light tonight. Though I want more. I agree.
Yeah, but I agree with you on that, of even if you don't know who he is and everything, well, he got the main spotlight. So, okay, so now what the fuck is this guy all about? If he sat there and just tore through all three of them by himself, do the Young Bucks lean into that whole, like we were talking about, of their coattail riders more than anything? And they really amp up and draw attention to the fact that they're riding Okada's coattails and shit.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, they're on to something. Like, what their mindset is, the idea for what they're trying to do isn't a bad idea. Like, even coming out of the middle tunnel, taking the Cody Rhodes entrance, we all know what that is if you paid attention.
The Cody Vader.
You know, making fun of Tony Khan's announcements the other night. They're trolling the hate, but they do it in such a campy way, we just roll our eyes. If they could do it in a way that came off a little more believable, a little more serious, the idea is not bad. It's they suck at delivering it.
And prime example is Drew McIntyre, because Drew McIntyre has literally gotten all the praise because he is the voice of, he literally, every little fucking random tweet that's out there of saying this and that, that's Drew McIntyre, and just plays into it all. I think that's, if they went that route with it more and actually added some bass in their voice a little bit there.
Two. This one's for you.
The Nick Jackson douchier is setting a bad example on our name. Absolutely. Shame.
Okada kind of basic. Interesting take. If you don't know of him and you just see him, very generic.
Yeah.
Right? We know, it's Okada, like multi-time champion, big deal, the John Cena of Japan. But everyone's got to know that.
Well, can you introduce Okada without having like 5-star 60-minute classics and everything? Can Okada have a squash match week in and week out, or a 5-minute match, and get over that way, versus he's known for some of the greatest matches of all time, but those were 60-minute Broadways and everything that you're not going to get on a weekly basis.
As Mariah May picks up the win, but she's got company as Tony Storm is here.
Well, I believe we're getting our first ever Tony Award here.
Yeah. I don't mind him having a few squash matches, especially like tonight. The squash match was to set up the angle with Eddie and Penta and Pac's return. So, okay, you get a shitty match out of the way, then you have the good guys raid the ring. That works for me. But yeah, I know but again, we talk about this all the time. There is a time and place for a 4 to 5 minute match where he is dominant. Because you got to
Right.
you got to make an impression. What is this?
The Tony Award, but yeah, you got to give us a video package, give us something, give anything.
Damn, I didn't even make my predictions. That match was so fast. Got to be quick.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the match. That was so fast.
Right. With all the contracted talent that doesn't get TV time, this is what we get as enhancement talent.
Yep.
Well, it's
Just yep. There's no explanation. You can't explain it anymore. There's 3-4 years of this. You can't explain it anymore.
Right. Phoenix hasn't been seen since the concussion of Mox. Yeah, very interesting. What is this? Even the crowd's like,
it's again, this is what I worried, and we've come full circle. I initially didn't like the timeless Tony Storm because it was too much camp for me. They pull me back around, and I think now we've gone full circle. We're going back to too much camp.
Oh, it's Deanna. So Deanna not done with Tony, as she beaten Tony with the award, getting jumped by Mariah May.
Right, just whooping her ass with a shoe, Chacleta. I still stand by we at least have a more respectful and at least a better looking award with the Golden KJ than the goddamn shoe. You can't even do a shoe out of that. As I've got Vin Diesel, I guess, lives next door.
Deanna dropped on the ramp. So Deanna not done with Tony. That's optimistic.
Do we get a 3-way dance between Deanna, Tony, and Mercedes? I feel like Mercedes is getting dropped into that bucket.
I think Mercedes is going to have a side shuffle to come into the business. I think it might be Serena Deeb. It might be something like that. And that's just my thought on his booking.
That does a job or like goes over really quick and then jumps in. Yeah.
Because, once she turns her sights on Tony, you kind of got to give her the belt.
But I don't know. You already got the AEW fans up in uproar because she's already, I guess, allegedly planning that she's not going to be there because she mentioned that she'll come back to WWE one day, maybe.
I loved it. I like, oh, I'll go back one day. Yeah, once I'm done getting my bank, when I get like $10 million for 3 years' work, then I'll go, trip-tropping back over that bridge.
She's the Russell Wilson of women's pro.
Yeah.
Oversold like a motherfucker and just got a good payday and is now just, once they fuck this shit up, I'll just come and take a pay cut and actually get booked.
Right.
So we're getting a replay from Rio versus Statlander from Wednesday.
Yeah, Larry. KJ, if the chef keeps doing the salt, there is no flavor. And I think to kind of expand on your funny comment here, Larry, if you eat the same fucking meal day in and day out, if every Wednesdays is the same meal coming, then yeah, if Tony keeps cooking the same shit, if he keeps handing you a microwaved burrito instead of a fucking dinner, then you get tired of it, even if you love it, right? Pick a food that you love.
Pizza.
But but there is a limit. There are days where you're like, bro, can we have not pizza?
I guess, yeah, it's one of those, it's so weird because we, not to beat a fucking horse to death here, but it's literally, we see the man with the cabinets full of literally, we see shit spoiling, still sitting there and catering because you won't fucking use it and everything. And you can make us a fucking 5-star dish, a Michelin star pay-per-view. And instead, you're out there with microwave burritos, hot pockets, Kraft mac and cheese, and grilled cheese and shit like that. Like hot dogs are on the fucking menu when you got filet mignon fucking catching mold and, going past the sell-by date there in the fucking fridge.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, again, if you that's the upsetting part. It's almost like talking to your moms when you're a kid of like, Mom, you giving me macaroni again? I can see the good stuff.
Right
there.
Can we have steak? We have steak at home. Cut to bullshit.
Have the ranking disappeared? Now, this is actually a really interesting question, Nick, because have either one of us seen, like, Wednesday, no mention of rankings? Friday, I don't know. Like, remember people were putting out Tony's weekly ranking update, I think it might have faded off again.
I think they just forgot about it.
Yeah.
He's too busy trying to book Dynasty and everything like that and already planning for that. That's the thing is, again, I guess we keep going with the chef analogy here of when you're trying to cook fucking 17 dishes.
Yeah.
Focus on 3.
Well, and we said it, like you did the scramble. Wardlow gets to be number 1 contender, but we saw what they did with the Bucks. The Bucks were going to fight Sting and Darby, so they gave them a couple squash matches to get there. The ranking system we know doesn't work. I know at times, I think the Wrestling Observer tried to blame Punk. It was Punk's fault. Punk hated the rankings because Punk's fucking smart. But yeah, no, I think that the ranking system has been quiet.
Well, an MDB pointing out the logic plot hole here of what's the point of the tag team tournament when you have a ranking system. Number 1 and number 2 contenders should have a match to determine new champs. There you fucking go.
Going back to the UFC, if the champ vacates the title, 1 and 2 or 1 and 3, depending on schedules and where everyone is health-wise, but usually your top 2 get in the ring and decide a fucking champion. You don't have a tournament where number 10 has a chance to win the title. He's got to climb the ranks.
It's so funny to me. I can just now keep thinking of just Tony Khan just opening the fridge. You got purple stuff. You got this. You got Scotty D. Like, that's Tony Khan when he looks at this fucking locker room and everything. Like, you have so much that you could do.
Right.
And you choose to do none of it.
Here comes the patriarchy. I think one of us is going.
Here you go first. I got the Mother, the Father, and the Holy Spirit as the Holy Ghost just took upon us here with KJ taking a pause for the cause here. As I've got Nick. So it's going to be Nick Wayne in action tonight. As I do also on the side note have GCW Ashes pulled up. As I've got Danhausen, the man who had to go to GCW because he wasn't getting booked on AEW, taking on Charles Mason. There we go. For halfway, I wanted to call him Nick Wayne for some reason. My daddy in the house. My daddy. Finally, something I can root for. My father, Christian Cage. All right, do we need to talk about, I guess, how y'all fathers didn't come back with the milk or something? Is that what we're going on about here? Did everybody not have everybody's stepdaddy is Christian Cage now? Is my next boy Tony D new champ? Who are you? What now? Mother Wayne, my favorite mama, baby mama body. Baby mama pop, baby mama pop. Shit, that's what it is now. Fuck MDB. Why you be ruining me out here with this? If now, anytime I see Nick Wayne's mom, it's just gonna be baby mama pop, baby mama pop. Damien brother Adam Priest, what? Wayne for the win. So yes, folks, we've got Nick Wayne taking on who the f is he taking on? Local enhancement talent. Adam Priest, yes. So shout out whoever mentioned that earlier here. But let me know who you're taking here. I think it's gonna be clearly Nick Wayne as we're setting up to. Interestingly enough, not a pay-per-view, not Dynasty, not anything like that. We're setting up to, which I like. But again, if WWE did it, we'd have a problem with it, or certain people would, of Christian taking on Adam Copeland in Toronto. It ends where it all began in an I Quit match here. My future stepson, Nick Wayne. Baby mama. Nick, have you seen the movie Live? Christian Cage out here, like the scene claiming he is those wrestlers that I don't know what you're on about, my guy Polo, but shout out, right? I am the voice of reason. It is not smoke and mirrors from Tony Khan. All this man has done is gone into his bag of tricks. The debut and the hype signing Will, Okada, Pac, Sasha. Yeah. We can get into that when we get into a commercial and everything. You know, this man's booking on a bank account. It's bank account booking more than actual storytelling. But I've got Luchasaurus. I refuse to call him Killswitch. I do not engage with calling him Killswitch. And as Nick Wayne hits a back handspring to knock off Adam Priest off the apron here. So we really got 3 straight jobber matches. Yep. I was trying to have hopium, and instead but again, so here's the question that I will pose to everybody, because to the stopwatch society out there, whether you be, SRS and the crew and everything, not saying names or what have you, but if you're of that fan base that's going to sit there and stopwatch wrestling and act like it's fucking 40 times out here of how much wrestling we get on television, are having more matches like this telling more story than the videos and the vignettes and the backstage promos and everything that we got? Were quality over quantity. You can sit there and judge of its X amount of time, this, that, and the third, but when it's not quality, as Nick Wayne picks up the easy win, does it equate just to ring time? I guess is really the thing. Like, you have more matches, but do they equate? Do they tell the same story? Do they convict the same message or convey the same message? Sorry, as having job match as Christian getting attacked by what the was their luchador name in WWE where there was the 2 of them, the Conquistadors. He's getting attacked by the masked Conquistador out here in an AEW hoodie. And the fact that, hey, it's Adam Copeland. I was going to say, the fact that this no security is getting involved tells you it was supposed to happen. I like this. I wish you could have at least just done the security gets involved to make it at least seem halfway a little bit more believable of, holy shit, he's getting attacked. He's caused that much of a visceral reaction out here. What in the fucking John Wick is he doing with this goddamn briefcase? What is happening? Copeland's got a gun. Yeah, what do you fit in a briefcase that's shaped like that? But so Adam Copeland is here holding up the TNT Championship as Christian's trying to gather the family here. Oh, we're circling the wagons here on Copeland. But what's he got in the box? Whatever he just showed Christian in the box, it literally just froze this man up here. Why, Copeland, we didn't need to see the raccoon eyes. We could have believed it could have been anyone under that mask without you doing, the raccoon eyes here. But yeah, so we don't know what's in the box. What's in the box? As Copeland shakes off Christian, he has to retreat here. But I am excited for Copeland versus Christian and an I Quit match in Toronto for the TNT Championship. That was actually good from Copeland there. 2 words. You know them. I and the crowd quit, and just spikes the microphone. But yeah, there's a little bit of this that's a little tingy, a little awkward. We don't need raccoon eyes. We don't need mystery boxes. This is supposed to be a blood feud. Please act like it's a blood feud instead of just, Joe Gacy and Dijak out there with, Acme. This isn't fucking Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. Act like this is a blood feud, like this is a personal feud. As we've got Jeff Jarrett in the gang with Mark Briscoe, which again, why the fuck is Mark Briscoe so involved with this? But I do like that we're maybe starting to see Jay Lethal break away from Jarrett. But we're setting up for the Atlanta street fight tonight. Nick Bray, I see you comment. I'm not going to touch on it because, YouTube. That match should be a dynasty. I feel a little bit, but I do also like the idea of it being in Toronto, but it's one of those, at least I'll give credit for Tony of you're building up to it now. So you're making a must see, you're making an appointment booking. And that's been the biggest thing that's happened on one end of pro wrestling and hasn't happened on the other is appointment booking. Speaking of appointment booking,
Speaking of big things, yeah,
right? Well, pause.
right now, serious question:
Mm-hmm.
did Nick Wayne just beat Crash Holly?
Or his son.
Was that Crash Holly?
I still want to just know A, what's in the box? Why did it look like a gun case? And B,
Yeah,
why the raccoon eyes? Like,
yeah.
is the mask not enough? Like, we're gonna recognize Copeland by the eyes.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I was okay with that. Like the Christian getting pulled out. They kept it super dark though. We almost didn't see the reveal. We all knew who it was, but
Should security have gotten involved and at least made it look like it was an organic situation
a little bit.
versus a planned situation?
That's all wrestling. We talked about it with WWE this week. We talked about it. I really think that's something that they got to create tension.
Well, you just got to sell me on the believability of it. Of no wrestling fan is going to sit there and get away with attacking a performer unless, like, and security's not going to just mob the shit out of them unless security's told this is going to happen. But speaking of things that are going to happen, you can have Lionheart here while I take.
Oh yeah, thank you. As Lionheart, Chris Jericho taking on Titan. So let us know who you're taking, folks. The show's rolling on. Nick's taking a pause for the cause, but we are still here live all night long. We're going to have a little bit of fun here on a Saturday night, but we thank everybody for tuning in and enjoying the show. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, be a part of the family. We're probably going to be back at this Monday night. Not probably. We're definitely going to be back here Monday night. We might not be here tomorrow. We're going to, rest on a Sunday, but we're looking forward to what's coming up this next week. Lots going on here at the channel. We are rolling along. We're looking for our push to 5K subscribers. So if you haven't joined us yet, what are you waiting for? Join us. Be a part of the family. Be a part of all the shows. We are the channel that just watches more live wrestling than anybody else out there, folks. As Titan getting ready to take on Jericho. Jericho. I am taking a pause for the oh God, it's Jericho. These lucha matches with Jericho need to stop. Yes, thank you, Mana. Thank you. I didn't really think it was the man. It just the man really looked like the man. I can't even root for the referee in this match. No, this is all bad. And like I said, there's been some quite enjoyable moments so far in Collision. I don't care about Jericho fighting luchas. Jericho, the flop of tanning booth skin. Great Jericho versus another Mexican luchador. Jericho has beaten more. Is Jericho a lucha now? What is this? I don't know. And I will say it's interesting because Jericho's just not involved in anything really right now other than these lucha matches, which I think Jericho's trying to prove to the world he still got it. And I just haven't seen the physical proof of it. We've watched it many times when Jericho takes on, anybody that's young and spry and full of energy. They have to slow down for Jericho. Then that's why this match right now, it's slow to start. Do you like the stipulation? I think it's good. I'm a little surprised it wasn't a pay-per-view payoff match that we didn't get Edge versus Christian for the pay-per-view in an I Quit match. They're going to do it in Toronto. I got a real strong feeling that Adam Copeland is finally going to win the TNT title. Jericho versus CMML wrestler doesn't lead to anything. It just feels like giving Jericho something to do 150%. And again, it's not action-packed. Like this isn't Titan versus Vikingo and they're both flying around. Though he is doing a little bit jump around on the ropes into a Hurricane Rana. It's slower paced. If anybody doesn't believe me, pull this match up next to a lucha match and tell me they're going at the same pace. Tope on Jericho. Jericho fights luchadors because they are the only ones who will take him serious. Why? I don't know. Poor Jericho. Even if Jericho still had it, please keep it to yourself. Pause. And yes, you're right. Again, I think Jericho would benefit from some time away. Go. Let us forget about you. Come back. Take on somebody of note in a match that you're able to have that matters, and put some talent over. Stop putting yourself over. We don't care. Like, the crowd is quiet as Jericho goes into the stairs, seemingly throwing himself. If you don't like lucha matches, we will remember Hook. And then the main event. Yeah, fuck. Jericho, the type of guy who to be the last to figure out that he doesn't still got it. Again, it feels a little bit like that midlife crisis. It feels a little bit like he doesn't get that, like, this match sucks. Like, right now, this spot, both men slowly getting to the top, the shitty punches. This isn't great. Face plant from the top, but it's done in a slow motion way. One. Oh, foot on the rope after one. To be honest, this Edge Christian fuse has been a bad trilogy. I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt. I like Edge. I like Christian. I thought there was so much there. The issue with this rivalry, like, you look what happened at World's End. And I know people, oh, what an awesome match. Yeah, because he set a table on fire and then threw Nick Wayne past it. That's been the issue. Nick Wayne's mom, Nick Wayne, all the additional pieces to this rivalry have been in the way, and it's stymieing it. It's really making it feel less than I care. What they're doing lately, like, if they were doing this a month ago, where Edge was popping up in the crowd and trying to do everything, every time you see Christian, Edge should show up and try and whoop his ass. Every time. If he tries to do a backstage promo, Edge is there. If he tries to have a match, Edge is there. And then the payoff feels intense. And because of it was a bit of stop and start booking, it has lost a little bit, though I am looking forward to the I Quit match. No crowd reaction for Jericho's match. TK, can you take a hint? No, he doesn't care. He's paying Jericho more than most, if not everybody on his roster. And as long as Jericho's in that key position, he will continue to hurt and be cancerous to AEW. I'm sorry, guys. They need to have Jericho face his lucha opponent's great-grandfather. He probably did at one point. So Nick Wayne versus Jobber, and yet people are complaining SmackDown didn't have enough wrestling. Well, that's the argument, right? It's quality over quantity is what I always say here, Richard. And again, Nick Wayne wants a Jobber match. That match, just you use that Jobber match just to set up the angle with Edge, fine. I'm okay with it. You had a Jobber match the segment before to set up the angle as well. So again, yeah, oh, well, we got more wrestling on Collision. Yeah, but you got some really weak sauce wrestling, including Jericho versus Titan. Jericho's next gimmick is Border Patrol. This is Teen Titan. Yeah, it's definitely Teen Titan. I'm counting this as the fourth straight Jobber match. You would be accurate. I mean, Shane Taylor technically ends up being a Jobber match, yeah. Every match tonight has been used to set up angles, which is good. We need some angles, but you're not giving it now. You got to find that happy medium, right? How about Adam Copeland versus Christian in a first bloodbath match? First one to be covered in his own blood loses. There you go. Big Dog going deep. A step up for Jericho would be Vikingo versus Jericho, even though he would also still be a slow match. I thought Jericho fought Vikingo, and I bitched about it when they did that. I don't want Jericho versus Luchadors. Jericho should be fighting talent that you feel is going to be main event talent. Jericho should be a gatekeeper. I have no problem with Jericho having matches with guys that are on the come up, that they use Jericho to put him over. But Jericho cares more about Jericho's spotlight than he does about AEW. And that's the truth, guys. Listen to his fucking podcast for 2 minutes. You'll hear it. All Jericho talks about is how great Jericho is. Even when he's taking slack, he takes his time on his podcast to tell people why they're stupid for not loving his shit. And the good news for Jericho, he is a boss that lets him do whatever he wants. This match is not good. As we are back from picture in picture, both men down on the floor. Bro looks at Mysterio, the best of the best lucha wise, and at his age, he still has speed. Again, yeah, smaller, faster talent, right? But Jericho can't go at that pace. Oh, okay. I thought Jericho got the legs up. He didn't. It was a bit of a clunky spot. So I'm the only person that didn't know that CMLL was still around until 4 weeks ago. So that's the thing. Some people did, some people didn't, Corey. And you know what? The company didn't do a great job of explaining why is it a big deal that all these talent are showing up. Will Adam Copeland end up dropping the TNT championship to Daniel Garcia? Ooh, Danny turns on Edge. Maybe. I thought Daniel Garcia was going to beat Christian thanks to Edge, but Edge was nowhere to be found at Revolution. Have any of the CMLL guys ever won on? Nope, not to my knowledge. Oh, well, the only thing I can say is that what was his name? The dude going for a line salt misses. Whatever dude won the match to get into the scramble. That's how they stand out in my head. Oh, it was Magnus. He's the only one. And he won like a multi-man match to get into the scramble. 2 count by Titan. The crowd continues to quietly murmur. Fans like Jericho's song, and that's more than the match. The end. And I would argue after 5 years, they don't even like the song as much as they used to. As Titan pulls himself up to the top turnbuckle. Going up. All right, let's go. And we get a coup de grace right on the chest. The problem is Jericho's the highest paid guy on the payroll. TK's got to do something with old Lionheart. If you're going to pay him that much, you got to make his value matter. You got to turn him. If Jericho was turning out future stars, if Jericho was a gatekeeper that allowed, guys that need to get to the next level come in, have a really good rivalry with a Jericho that's willing to play ball, then great. But these matches aren't doing anything. These are a vanity project for Jericho. Oh, Jericho spins out of the submission, going for the Boston Crab because he can't do the walls anymore. Roll up. 2 count. Yeah, AAA's biggest rivalry, and you hear more about AAA than you hear about anything else. Only on Rampage against unimportant people like Matt Seidel. There you go. Does Jericho have a stake in CMS? Not that I know of, but you never know. Now Collision is bad. So Collision was doing well. This has killed it, and this match is long, slow. Anyone out there watching right now disagree with me? Like, even if you love AEW, are you loving this match? Like, oh my God, my Saturday night is complete because I got to see this match. Will we hear from FTR tonight? Not that I know of. Yeah, the Luchas are getting more time than the women and Hobbs combined. The crowd not even reacting to false finishes, guys. You see Jericho showing his age in this match. He looks slow and tired. That's how he looked against Commander. That's how he looked against Vikingo. That's how he looked against Bandito. That's how he looked against Atlantis Jr. Jericho can't do it. Not that he has to retire from wrestling. He just has to stop doing these matches. But again, it's a vanity project from Jericho. As Jericho setting up the Boston Crab. Raven VTuber. Hi, everybody. I overall hope to see more of the Lionheart Chris Jericho, as I am a fan, but more of a fan of Swerve and Adam Copeland. Fair enough. And again, fair enough if you are a fan of Jericho. You're allowed to be a fan of Jericho. I loved Jericho. The last 2.5 years has been really hard to support Jericho. I used to listen to his podcast. I was a big Jerichoholic, if you will, once upon a time. But this isn't it. This is like watching your favorite sports player stay 2-3 years after they should have retired. As the gates of agony are jumping. Speaking of gates of agony,
Hold on. Yeah.
Jericho
No,
getting
you're
jumped by
entitled
the
to your
gates of
wrong
agony.
opinion.
What?
With being a fan of Jericho, I said you're entitled to your wrong opinion.
So the gates of agony jumped Jericho. Oh yeah, I forgot. Jericho's milking Hook right now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You gotta just shut up and just like his lucha matches so he forgets that he's involved with Hook and anything else. Like, I heard you talking about it while I was on my pause. I saw even MDB pointed out about how this is taking away from X, Y, and Z. Yeah, we got more wrestling, if you want to call some of this wrestling. But does it come across? Does it convey the same messages that you get with having an angle or two, having a promo or two? Like, quality over quantity is the biggest statement that they need to learn.
100%. And again, Hook saves Jericho. Now Jericho and Hook are probably going to fight the gates of agony, which is weird. Does this lead to some type of Jericho Hook swerve rivalry, or the gates of agony?
Have you not seen Action Andretti? The last person that he made, remember.
Right. AEW also needs to either pull the trigger on Wardlow or Powerhouse Hobbs, or I'll go with Hobbs. He would be great, monster heel champ, and be a good match. Well, Wardlow's got a title match this Wednesday, so we'll find out. But nobody thinks Wardlow's going to win, which then what happens to Wardlow after?
He'll lose. Well, and again, we go back to just even the faction overall. Like, that not only affects Wardlow, that affects everybody in the Undisputed Kingdom, and we get back still more of, Adam Cole just being the manager. Just that story feels less and less irrelevant the more we walk away from it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that for sure. Yeah, that's a tough spot. Again, what do you do? And if the big monster of Undisputed Kingdom gets dusted by Joe, who in the Undisputed Kingdom is really going to challenge Joe?
Right. I pose you a question here from Raven VTuber. He has wrestling in his blood. Well, I think right now at this point it's more, a little bit of bubbly more in his blood than wrestling.
Why does he have wrestling in his blood? His dad was a hockey player.
Yeah, he's got, hockey in his blood. Now I like seeing Chris wrestle some, but mostly enjoy him on commentary. Ooh. You pick the worst out of those two options. I'd rather see him sadly wrestle.
I want him in good matches, good angles, and him willing to put his ego aside and willing to give up the spotlight and let other people shine. The only person that came out of a Chris Jericho angle better was MJF, because it was fucking MJF. Anyone else that's been in an angle with Jericho comes out worse. Eddie Kingston, Action Andrade, fucking whoever, you name it, they have not benefited from working with Jericho. Now Jericho doing this lucha tour, I don't think it's helping business. The crowd, there's not a big crowd at Collision, Nick, but they were relatively quiet during that boring bullshit match.
Well, and again, we had Anthony with us on Thursday and everything, and he was there for the Dynamite and wanted to go for the Collision tapings and everything. He was there at Dynamite and even said half the arena was tapered off. So literally everybody that was there, you're on the hard cam side. We're not seeing them memes anymore. Everybody's over here now.
Right.
But that even confused me. Like, what did he even do for them to attack him to begin with?
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Again, so you set up Hook versus Jericho in a tag match, and then you'll tease some tension. They'll look at each other's, but it will never, unless Jericho's planning to have a match where Hook goes over Jericho, this is a waste of time. And it doesn't make sense, because if you have an issue with the Gates of Agony, you technically have an issue with Swerve.
But do you really? Because I almost feel like that's going to separate at some point here. But
it should.
I think the overarching thing is we were even saying with Jericho of, how can we miss you if you never go away? Have we gotten to the point to now AEW's it's 5 years in and roughly to where the same guys have been featured the same amount of time, if not more, the whole way that we've gone through this. So that's why we miss Kenny right now, because he took some time away. We missed Kenny before because he took time away. We missed Pac. We had a huge reaction for Pac because he took time away. Jericho needs to take some fucking time away. Go tour with Fozzy. Go on a cruise. Go see if the world's really flat. All of that shit. Go try and find the edge. Everything. Go just fuck off for a little while and see where we are when you come back.
Yeah, here comes FTR being introduced by Tony Schiavone. This will be very interesting because they just lost to the BCC, much to a lot of people's surprises.
Yeah. Does this have to do with Cash potentially? I'm locked up, won't let me out.
Right. I like this point by MDB. If the Young Bucks story with Sting was that they were sick of the old guard and sick of the old wrestlers and da-da-da-da, why are they not going after other ones?
Because the only actual wrestler that they're sick of works for the other company. And again, they do a terrible job of getting guys over in the other company. Christ, Rhea Ripley got over with getting Buddy Murphy chance and all of that. Her and Dom got over. Cody got over because Darby cut the promo and they were chanting Cody Rhodes. Tony Khan, again, continues to do a great job of getting guys that don't work for him over.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just listening to Cash right now.
No, you're good.
Now, I would argue since the FTR have re-signed, they haven't been great. And I really want them to get into some great stuff. I imagine they're going to enter the tournament.
How much do you think that they're really regretting that fucking decision? They're just like, shit. And we would have known 2 months later.
Yeah. In the famous words of Scott Hall, 2 reasons why we signed with the company: more money, less dates.
Facts. I think that's the biggest advantage Tony has on anybody doing it.
Right.
Well, everybody's, this and that. If we're going to go, what? Sorry,
yeah, just Cash makes it official. FTR will be in the tournament to decide the new AEW tag champions. So that's positive.
Now, why the fuck do they not jump ahead of the line here?
Because there's a tournament. They got to join the tournament. They got to, Danielson, the whole thing.
Yeah, but I mean, them versus Top Flight. I get the whole point of build the tournament, use it to get guys over and everything like that, but they've also backed themselves a little bit in the corner of you haven't built any fucking tag teams worth of shit. So it doesn't seem believable.
Right? The positive spin I can give you on that is the tag team division has gone to shit. I'm really hoping this tag team tournament wakes it the F back up.
I'll give you that, because if you get an FTR versus that team or that team, that should hopefully put that team on the map.
Yeah. They just called FTR the best tag team of all time. Listen, I think sometimes you got to take it with a grain of salt. Like, wrestlers are supposed to, every wrestler that ever cut a promo tells you they're the best ever. That's kind of what they do. On the reality scale of things, they're great, but their legacy doesn't speak as loud as some of the other teams mentioned in this chat message.
Facts. Sorry, I'm also watching GCW. I'm about to get Tony Deppen versus Microman. So, God, we need good pro wrestling.
Right. Oh, another interruption. A lot of interruptions and extra stuff tonight. As who the fuck is this?
The Infantry.
They're joining the tag tournament? Are they getting a push? Are they getting
I didn't know they were on the roster.
Yeah, well, Ring of Honor says hello.
Yeah, well, fucking Christ almighty here. Like I said, it comes this line of we're having great wrestling. We're having wrestling. I don't want to even say great. We're having wrestling. Does that outweigh taking the time to build stories to actually have, some validity, some, weight to what's going on versus literally We've got who the fuck are these guys challenging FTR? Now, granted, hopefully, like we've talked about, this match would up their stake, would raise their stock up here. But why should I be invested? Why should I care? This is Christ, this isn't even, this is the no quarter catch crew coming out and calling out Judgment Day even.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I don't even want to put FTR in the same caliber as Judgment Day.
What I think Tony could have done here with this tag tournament is do a package for the tournament. Now they kind of did one the other day, but you give us a little, a 45-second package on why the infantry is in the tournament, why FTR is in the tournament. And then them coming out now kind of doesn't take you aback a little.
You did it weekly for the Continental Classic, so why the fuck can't we do it for a whole tournament? Tony loves tournaments.
Yeah.
Use a video package for the tournament.
Yeah. And again, with a dead tag team division, I'm not mad that they're bringing in a new tag team, but this new tag team just jumps right to the big guys, right to the big boys. If you're an AEW fan, you don't know what these guys do in the ring. You don't know what they bring to the table.
That's the thing, I'm sure it'll be a good match, everything like that. It's a way to raise them up, but is this more bringing FTR down of you're taking on a team that nobody, and I'm talking nobody, like people in attendance, nobody knows who this fucking team is.
Yeah, a little bit. And again, if you put them in the ring and they go 15 minutes solid and they barely squeak out a win, it's a bad message.
You could do it if you do the match well, but I don't trust them to do the match well.
Right. I wouldn't even put FTR in the top 15.
Wait, what?
I might argue that a little bit. I think the reason why is what have they really accomplished, right? Because their WWE run was very up and down. Their AEW run has been very up and down. Have they really staked a claim to being one of the best tag teams ever? They're one of the best tag teams of our generation for sure, and one of the best tag teams going, but they need to accomplish more. They got to feel more important.
Well, this gets into the whole discussion, if we're going to talk about it again, of like the Wyndham Rotunda going to the Hall of Fame, of accomplishments versus what you've done in the ring, this, that, and the third, because I can't think of a modern tag team wrestling match that hasn't involved like FTR or the Briscoes, either of those two. Mm-hmm. That wasn't one of the greatest tag team matches that I've watched in the modern era, at least. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a claim. They may have not had X amount of tag team runs and everything like that. They might not be like the Dudleys that have had every championship multiple times across every promotion. Yeah. But what they've done in ring,
incredible. Yeah, I
solidifies everything.
Yeah, I think they get held up a little bit on that. Like, we know what they can do. We know who you are. And their NXT run was outstanding. I think it's Keith here. To be fair, WWE also used FTR like shit, but that was still Vince. And they did. They that's why FTR.
We had the Uzi hot.
The Uzi hot. Yeah. Fuck. The whole shaving scene and shit.
Yeah, that's 100%. They've been just constantly a victim of bad booking. But now, meanwhile, right now, if you had Friday Night SmackDown, you've got Randy Orton paired up with FTR. Tell me that's not a fucking formidable trio. Tell me you drop them right now into the WWE tag division, and those claims for separate tag team divisions and everything get much louder.
And with them going to a place like WWE, we talked recently about having trouble getting certain tag teams over.
Right.
FTR does that better than anybody. Right. Facts. Like, you give us DIY and FTR in 2024 on that stage, it's gonna be insane.
That sounds like a wet dream coming out loud here.
Well, speaking of wet dreams, Serpentico. Yeah, if you guys haven't had enough of CMLL on the show tonight, Mystico against Angelico, which I wasn't
versus giant scrawny luchador.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure Angelico still worked for the company. But this will be better than
taking on Sin Cara.
Right. Bro, tag teams, how about the Outsiders, Sting and Luger, the Hardys, There's just so many great teams out there. Oh no, I mean the list is, and I feel like the Usos don't get the respect they deserve for what they accomplished. And they've been outstanding. Like, I mean, yes, pure baby faces in the beginning, but they banged when they gave us matches. You give them a microphone, they bang. Now in 2024, they're still killing. So you got to give. They don't get their flowers.
Right. And still with both of those teams, with the Usos and FTR, I'll give you outside the top 5, but outside the top 15, now you're getting, I think, a little too far away. Because top 5, Hardys, Dudleys,
Edge and Christian,
Edge and well, that almost they feel lumped together.
Yeah.
Do you do Legion of Doom?
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Legion of Doom fan. I don't get the hype.
The Road Warriors are legends, bro.
I don't get it.
Why? They were so good.
It's just like I said, I don't know if it's just me. It's just a personal thing. It's more of a me thing than a them thing.
British Bulldogs, Heart Foundation, the Usos. The Bucks aren't in the top 20.
No.
But this match is on and running. So if anybody wants to give a prediction, a legit prediction,
I would take the APA over Legion of Doom. I'll put it that way.
Oh, you're wrong. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I'll be wrong, but I'm just giving a personal opinion.
I won't fight you on it.
I won't fight you on it, but I would stay by it.
But
New Age Outlaws. I'd put them top 5. I would
New
put
Age
them
Outlaws
top 5.
top
You put some
5?
respect.
Wow. I don't know about top 5. They were all gimmick and not a whole lot of go. Hey fellas, what's up, Bear? How's Maine?
You and you too.
With Tama Tonga allegedly signing with WWE, do you foresee him the new blood BC? Oh, do you see a new BC in NXT? Yeah, I think they're going to be with the Good Brothers. I think he might come in with the Good Brothers. That's why I think this is happening. Get out.
Yeah. What? How are you telling us to get out on our own stream? What?
Right? Run. Am I curious why he was timed out? I don't care if you guess. These
if you did, there was a reason.
Yeah. Coming out here with unwarranted charisma, like they are Trick and Mellow. I mean, you have to be a little full of yourself in this business, but believe in yourself.
Yeah, he's not wrong. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Right. Mystico for the win. If AEW wants to make some serious cash flow, they need to unite Copeland and Christian once Cage's heel act ends.
Yeah, we can get them against Concussion Hardy and my hip Matt. Like my family, my divorce, Matt Hardy.
Right. What happened with that? Was that just all like a goof? Like
I don't know. I like trying to figure out that whole fucking situation's just dipping your head into the crazy tank, and I don't choose to do that.
Right. Mystico for the win, I guess.
I'm starting to think, was Sin Cara trying to do the Andrade El Idolo shit of just all of a sudden, I broke my finger. I can't do this. Like, please fire me so I can get the fuck up on out of here.
Yeah, it just blows my mind. Again, we got Jericho versus Titan, and you follow that with Angelico versus Mystico. And again, I think the true AEW fans out there are dying for like so many other guys to be in these matches, and you're giving us this instead. Like the show was going well. The last little bit here is falling asleep.
But we've had a lot of squash matches, a lot of job matches, and it's, again, we've talked about it plenty. You have a cabinet full of a roster, and you're like, let me go get some new ingredients. Let me, bring in Mystico. Let me bring in Titan. Shit like that.
Would the New Day be in the top 15? They'd be very close to the top 10, top 15 for sure. Just because of how many titles they won and how dominant they were for the stretch that they were.
Right.
You got to give
somebody was clarifying there's a difference between the Legion of Doom and what the fuck was
Chris pointing out, I said the Road Warriors.
Oh yeah, Road Warriors. Yeah.
The one and the same. And then again, they're near. I loved them when I was a young kid. So,
Like I said,
and
I know
somebody
it's a
said,
knee thing. I just never got
yeah,
behind it.
yeah, someone said Demolition over LOD, and I think part of it
No.
is the LOD WWE run wasn't great, and a lot of people remember like the Draws LOD and then the Heidenreich LOD, like
Freebirds, top 5.
Sean Dean Islander. He's from Chicago. I'll allow it. Okay,
Oh,
mystical
well,
for the
no.
win. I guess.
My question: Freebirds, top 5.
Yeah, I think so. I think they got to be close. Top 10. I mean, again, generation is so hard. 619, by the way, by Mystico.
Right.
Jericho versus the Murder Hawk would be a fresh match, plus Jake versus Jericho promo battle. Ugh.
What is it with y'all thinking that Chris Jericho can talk? Like, where do we get there? I mean, I know he could when he was, we've got the gore and when he was talking about Rhino and Stephanie, but since he's been in AEW, it feels so phoned in. It feels like there's not any passion left for Chris.
Again, it's just a nice big paycheck, but you think you could just like stay home and collect that paycheck? I don't know.
It will pay you to go the fuck away.
All right. I love my Chicagoans. What's that?
Chicagoans, just like how KJ loves his Canadians.
Facts.
So one's a country, one's a city.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Thank you. I guess
I've got Mystico working over Angelico right now.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying the truth. If Sasha goes back to WWE, she's going to be more sad than how Bayley is being treated right now. You mean in a main event position at the top of the chart? I don't think Bayley's being treated bad or feels bad right now. And Sasha herself said, I will be going back to WWE. So she's going to take her payday and then she's going to run. So, yeah, I don't think this is an accurate comment, Raven. I do apologize, but I don't think it's accurate.
No. Swanton for a 2 count. I don't think that's accurate at all. Again, I'm not a fan of Sasha. I don't get the hype with it. I think she's the weakest out of the 4 horsewomen and everything. But yeah, I think what they're doing right now with Bayley, with Becky, with Charlotte, etc., is good storytelling. I think Sasha would just not be happy that she'd slot into 2nd, 3rd, 4th on the chart.
Mm-hmm.
She's got to be 1, and that's it.
Oh, roll through off a moonsault, drop toe hold. Maybe this match was set up just to give one of the fucking luchadors a win.
But again, when did Collision turn into AEW CMLL?
Right? You're not wrong. Jericho's a phony, a big fat phony.
You're a big phony. Side note on GCW right now, I have the Garbage Daddies coming out right now. Showed up the homie Cole Radrick coming out.
Right.
Good old Ratty Daddy.
The damn original haircut got him, son of a. Who ranks higher, Edge and Christian, or Rated RKO?
Edge and Christian. Easy.
Rated RKO was good, but not again longevity and overall accolades.
For whatever reason, I view it when you have 2 prominent single stars that form a tag team versus 2 tag team wrestlers that start off that way. I think, yeah, the scale slides a certain way.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Decent match going back and forth. I just don't really find myself interested. The crowd's clapping a little here. They've been relatively quiet. Somebody mentioned that the show was going along until the Jericho match. It really was. I was enjoying a lot, and I felt like they were building stories, building angles a little bit coming out of each match. And then the Jericho match wasn't good. This match I don't care about, though it's not a bad match. I mean, 2 guys that we never see going 12 strong seems crazy. Near fall.
Well, and
don't want it.
It's interesting, even with a lucha match, of you're seeing very clear cooperation as. Sorry, I got to shout out Blake Christian's shirt was stepdaddy material.
But Mystico gets the W over at Helico, folks.
Do they cut to the golden light that they used to give him? Did he come out with a trampoline?
Yeah, no trampoline.
Trampoline. I like how MDB out here is saying, don't click this. What do you call a lucha groupie? I'll let you figure it out. Yeah, kind of scummy how Sasha just saying she's basically in a bag from AEW then going back to WWE. You expected more?
Does that make you think she might be a heel in AEW? She comes out with like the boss attitude. She's better than the place. They dig into that.
She fits perfectly with the fucking elite that we're about to see later, or that we saw earlier tonight. Of just, I'm out here to just take a billionaire's paycheck.
Yep.
And that's what's the heel right now in AEW is I'm just here to get paid.
Yeah.
Not I have no personal gripe with anything, not anything of I'm just here so I get paid.
Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's very much of, and we feel like other people are doing it of like, yeah, okay, I'll hang around here. But we know guys like, if you really want to put your career on another plateau, you got guys like Ricky Starks that are looking for that door. Wardlow, perhaps. I mean, even Hook would be a candidate because I think Hook would do good in NXT and get some proper training and learn how to
North American title.
Yeah, do something. The heel Y2J days were the best version of the character. Age, time, wise story. Listen, still one of my favorite moments ever in wrestling was Jericho's debut. When that Y2J clock counted down, he popped out against The Rock. When Jericho shocked the world and beat Austin and The Rock on the same night. That's why I get mad at Jericho of like, I'm having the best year of my career. And you're like, you beat Colt Cabana. How about the night when you fucking beat The Rock and Austin for 2 belts? Like, let's be real. Like, that's what bothers me. Is
that's this isn't even Jordan with the Wizards anymore. This is Pippen with the Trailblazers out here. Just literally out here just fucking fumbling the shit out. This is Pippen with the Rockets. This isn't Jordan with the Wizards of you're on a new team, but you're still kind of cooking in your late days. This is you are cooked and you sold somebody on a bag of bullshit.
Right. He was the guy you wanted to hate, but still found yourself cheering for. Again, you go back to some of those promos where he was like lighting up Stephanie McMahon. And again, there was a gift.
You got the gore and the whore.
Right. Or even the list of Jericho was good. I mean, we have a radio station in Toronto that you just made the list is still a thing. Like it's still a segment of people that fuck up in sports. They make the list. Like
the Festival of Friendship is still one of the most talked about segments up there with Mick Foley. This is your life.
Mm-hmm.
Or Dwayne. Was it Dwayne or Mick? Either way.
That was Mick and Dwayne.
Well, I know it was both of them. I was wondering which one it was they were talking about.
It was Dwayne. This is your life.
Dwayne.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Remember Mick had his birthday wrong?
Yeah.
And he brought out his school teacher and his gym teacher. It's AEW versus CMLL Forbidden Door. Now, if those rumors are true and it's just straight up AEW versus the Luchas, do you think that has enough drawing power for a pay-per-view?
No, that's not Forbidden Door. That's Luchador. That's what that is. That is Exit Door. That is what that is. It's so weird to say because one's Japan and one's Mexico. And I know we're like fucking traveling through the continents out here like Street Fighter, but New Japan had more of a tie and had more of a known presence.
Yes.
Not only in AEW, throughout the pro wrestling world, you had your Kazuchika Okadas, your Tetsuya Naitos, your Kota Ibushi's. You don't have that in CMLL. You just don't.
No.
Sorry, hate it or love it, you don't have it.
Yeah, and again, I think that's the biggest issue is if it's straight up like you're trying to fill Arthur Ashe Stadium and it's going to be a bunch of luchas that we've seen sporadically look on Dynamite take on the best of AEW has to offer. I don't think it's going to be a great pay-per-view, guys.
You've done it you've overdone it at this point, and the guys that you overdid it with are hurt. Like you had Vikingo, who's hurt. You had Commander, who's now just a gimmick. So you've already beaten that shit to death.
Right. Brandon saying here's to nearly 4 decades of the icon Sting career, legacy, and journey. Facts.
Chin.
Absolutely.
As I've got the House of Black coming out right now. So we're getting is it a 6-man or an 8-man tag match?
6.
There we go. Yeah, 6. Brody, Murphy, and Malachi taking on Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and Briscoe.
Briscoe, yes. Can Briscoe trust Jarrett? Can Jarrett trust? Listen, I know we bag on Jarrett a lot. The guy is still a pretty solid promo when they went to him in the back. It's just, again, overutilized, put in the wrong positions, taking up too much TV time for better talent.
Yeah.
Sasha coming back to WWE. You best believe she's playing second fiddle to Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, even Lash legend WWE should book her. Like, well, that might be a bit of a stretch, but Tiffany's on her way up. Jade's on her way up. But you have the Charlottes, the Baileys, the Eos, the Askas. Like, again, I think for her chance to create a spotlight for her, this is a great place to be because she is the top of your food chain in your women's division when she walks through the door.
Yeah, she left because she thought she wasn't going to be the biggest fish in the pond. And unfortunately for her, a bunch of sharks entered the fucking tank. And now she would go back and really not be the biggest fish in the pond outside of namesake. So yeah, her going to AEW, she's the biggest thing swimming out there. Yeah. Random note. Sorry, go ahead.
Random note. Yes.
No, I was going to just shout out Tiffany out there. To where I saw a thing that was going on to where she met a fan backstage and everything, like a little girl that, survived the C word and all of that and even signed for her. So Tiffy time is becoming much more of a baby face thing than it is a heel thing.
Organically, I love it. Jericho versus RVD would be a good retirement match for both of them. Yeah, maybe.
RVD versus Grim Reaper, they could just smoke themselves into oblivion.
Hey, Collision 420. RVD's already booked. Get Grim. Where's my buddy Grim? Let's go.
Right. You might have to call a payphone to reach him, but you can find him.
Yeah, get Reaper.
Send a pigeon. Send a pigeon. So next one is on and running. Business. Hook and Chris Jericho taking on the Gates of Agony.
Did they announce that? Yeah.
It's in the bottom corner there.
Yeah, bro. And Helico made a whole career of his 2-year run in Lucha Underground. He has. Yeah.
Next.
Sasha might want to ask Triple H first. Well, that's another interesting part of this. I'm like, I'll go back. They'll want me. Yeah, but they weren't willing to pay you $5 million a year to do it.
Right. RVD, Jeff and Riddle, the Sobriety Society. As we've got an Atlanta street fight going on right now between the House of Black and I guess Jared Appreciation Society. As Mark Briscoe's just setting up a nest of steel chairs here.
Right. Yeah, I'm assuming the House of Black might actually win this one.
I would hope. Mark Briscoe seems like the wild card of maybe.
I can't imagine the House of Black losing this. Come on.
I mean, 2/3 of them feel like they've already got my bags are packed. I'm ready to go.
That's why I think, like, if I was Tony Khan, you sit down, you look at your roster. Who are the people I want to use? Who are the people I don't want to use? And what can we do about it? Like, and move on. Move on.
Shit. Well, the NHL's in the trade deadline. The NFL's in the offseason, especially as a Buffalo Bills fan. We've had many heartbreaking cuts recently of just we're trimming shit down for salary cap and everything. You really might need to do that of, well, I ain't going to use them and they don't want to be here. So what am I keeping them here for? Like, you want to do what's best for business, or do you want to just put that out there?
Oh my God.
And there goes Jay Lethal for the evening of
pancake.
Pancake.
Where's Keyshawn? Everyone trying to figure out where Keyshawn is.
Wait,
I'm starting to think that maybe Keyshawn is
the Jeff Jarrett. Sorry.
Keyshawn is Jeff Jarrett. He just comes on here to try and get booked.
Well, there's still the belief that you are Kevin Owens, so
Yeah, maybe. House of Black for the win. Hashtag Bills Mafia. We the Mafia. Cult-driven gym rats take on the local town elderly home. Oh my God, they killed that guy. Briscoe going up top, stopped by Brody. Tony Khan is basically making AEW feel like a wrestling charity in a lot of regards. Wow, we missed the table.
Oh, again, you follow the rules of pro wrestling. Who sets it up must go through it.
Even Tony Schiavone, he missed the table
by a fucking country mile.
I think he was supposed to. I'm hoping.
Right. Again, like I said, it's the rules of wrestling. He who sets it up must go through it, and that's how you go to picture in picture.
Right. I've been to Atlanta. They're fairly cordial. Street fight. It's like the street fights, the death matches. Yeah, it's like one per show nowadays.
Oh, I was going to say, we have to bring in Anthony. Can we call Anthony and just, how are the street fights in Atlanta?
Mm-hmm. Anthony didn't even go to the taping. He was there for Dynamite, but they couldn't talk him into Collision. He was here with us.
Yeah, but he did also go there specifically for Okada. So.
Ouch. My back. Spinal.
I broke my back. My back is broken. It's spinal. But so here, real quick, as we're in picture and everything like that, rapid fire. Sorry, as we got about 8 minutes before the main card kicks off. So we'll do early predictions.
Okay.
For $2.99. Peter Yan versus Song Yadong. Trust me, I didn't make that name up. I paused the second I read it.
I'm not voting for Yadong. So.
You don't want Yadong? Peter Yan, I'll take Yadong.
Yeah, let's go.
Gilbert Burns versus Jack Della Maddalena.
Mr. Burns.
Boo Burns. Yeah, I'll take Burns. Kevin Holland versus Michael Venom Page.
Holland.
I'll take Venom Page. I really want to see what he can do outside of Bellator because the man has such a unique style.
Yeah.
Poirier versus Benoit Saint Denis. And I'm saying Benoit because I don't want to give any attention to the other guy.
I'll go Poirier for sure.
There we go. I'll take Poirier.
Yeah.
And then O'Malley versus Vera for the Bantamweight Championship.
This is really the fight we find out if O'Malley is what we think O'Malley
is. That guy.
Yeah, I'm going to go O'Malley. I have a friend who is an absolute diehard. I'm pretty sure that they are wearing a Sean O'Malley shirt right now. I'll go Sugar Sean.
I really hope because Sean would be the next kind of Connor, I feel-ish. Like this is really you show who you are because Vera's the guy who walked him down and just dog walked him last time.
So that's what
Sean wins.
Yeah. This will be the match to figure out if Sean's at the point. Oh, we got a lighter fluid and a table on Collision.
Oh, we got some
This is the fight.
Roasted marshmallows.
Right. Yeah, for sure. This is the fight that Sugar Sean has to, is he just the flashy guy? Or is he a champion fighter? Now, last time, bap, it was over. Go, Sean.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. It's a little bit more like McGregor's Aldo fight of, this is your coming out party here.
Mm-hmm. Well,
as Sanjay was about to hit the chair shot.
We have lighter fluid. Yeah. Julia Hart dealing with Sanjay, I think.
But it looks like we're going to get flaming tables.
I think slap nut turkey.
Maybe
in there or hello nuts gobble gobble. Like what are we saying here?
I don't even how that comes across as a turkey to you. That to me comes like again. I don't know. It looks like a donut with like a Hershey Kiss on it type shit. A walnut is slap nuts.
Yeah, why we got a flaming? Oh, is that Serena Deeb? Oh no,
Julia
it's
Hart's
Karen Jarrett. Karen Jarrett.
taunting Sanjay with a lighter of like, I'll burn your ass.
And Buddy gets chucked off the stage. This match again, messy, convoluted, silly.
Bro, Karen Jarrett, like that proves, talent can't be sexually transmitted. We've confirmed that now.
Yeah, because she's had
Twice. She's doubled down on it. It just doesn't happen.
Twice that we know of.
Patient zero out there to prove that talent cannot be transmitted that way because she ain't got none of it.
Right. I think O'Malley loses. He's too cocky.
That's what everybody said with Connor. We're granted your mouth catches up with you every time, but still.
Mm-hmm. Buddy Matthews should have a single championship. Yeah, I mean, if Buddy Matthews came into the company and was pushed towards the TNT title and had some really banger matches, he'd be great as Brody King takes the drop kick.
He'll be great in the IC division here when we come to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
When he becomes the new member of Judgment Day. And you want Dom out there with Death by Snoo, Nia Jax and everything, then we get Buddy Murphy and Mommy together as a combination. Let's see how that goes.
Slap nuts, Jarrett.
Roasted slap nuts. Slap nuts roasting on an open fire.
Yeah, like there was an extra symbol there. I got the slap and the nut part right, but then it looked like a turkey. So then I was like, hi.
How did that look like a turkey to you?
I don't know what the fuck it was. All right. Those are two kinds of nuts. Oh, so it was
That's what I thought.
There you go. Nick is the nut aficionado. I'll give him that.
Hold on.
You win. You got it. I don't know.
No. You could have.
Dominic Mysterio got booed on his wedding day. Yeah, by friends and family. It's amazing.
That's true heel heat right there.
Yeah, it's not like
even your family is like, fuck you.
Oh, Brody King eating a guitar through a table.
That's still, though, just such a crazy spot that he hits as he's got the fucking bull ring guitar there, but the drape over, like literally just you're hanging a man with a fucking chokehold.
Mm-hmm. We're getting "This is awesome" chants.
MPB, so easy. Yourself. The nut narrator. Black Mass. Congrats to Dom getting married.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, well, Dan Briscoe's probably hurt. We haven't seen Mark since he took that spot in the stairs.
He is back up now, fighting with Malachi for whatever's in Malachi's hand. The House of Black lose. I'm gonna be bombed.
Oh, it's a spike. I thought it was the lighter.
They didn't light the table on fire, to my knowledge, yet.
Keyword yet.
Yeah, it's the railroad spike.
Oh, Jade Driller. Just pin him, you fuck.
Slap nut turkey coming soon to the.
Jesus, that'll be around that's the Thanksgiving line,
right? This is a brutal match. Oh my god, it just doesn't seem necessary.
Match. Would
Jay Lethal be better off in WWE? That's a tough one, just because of where he's at in his career.
12 NXT. Briscoe going flying. Oh, he got caught.
We got fire. We got fire.
Fire.
Oh, we need a little more fluid for the fire. This is so
unnecessary. That wouldn't happen if you use propane and propane accessories.
They singed that man's beard. That's sacrilege. So unnecessary. And yeah, he gets pinned.
They were halfway scrambling. I'm like, he's still on fire. Put him out.
We want Mafia Sting on commentary. I don't know if Sting's going to do commentary. Bad enough we get Jericho.
Sting, what would make you think that Sting's going to be great on commentary?
he was never like the most talkative of guys, right? Like
No. He literally made a career off of not talking. Getting Crow Sting, didn't talk for over a year.
right? And everybody tending to Mark Briscoe, who, if you watch this replay, he gets folded in a flame taco. And yeah, he definitely felt some heat on his face.
Oh yeah, that was one of those of when you're new to the Bill's Mafia tailgate. There you go to the flaming table. Yeah,
Right.
that was all of that. Respectfully, it was a good match. Well, good spot. I'm still struggling here, but all of that for Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal versus the House of Black, and we get Mark Briscoe singeing his body, singeing his beard to go through a flaming table for. Was this a huge feud? Was this a huge payoff?
Yeah. Yeah, it just seemed kind of unnecessary. Like it kind of seemed just like, why did that just happen?
Right.
Like, did you need, like, you could have just put him through the table, rolled him in, and then pinned him. Like, again, save your fire spots for like a big event, a big moment, a big blow off. Like, this didn't feel, the whole match felt silly and unnecessary.
You could have had the ending spot be to where he gets shoved off, he misses the table, goes into the chairs that he set up, and you roll him in and you hit a black mass or something. 1, 2, 3, Bob's your uncle. We're out of here. You had extracurriculars just to have extracurriculars.
Yeah, burnt hair smell fills the air. Do you smell what the hell?
Do you smell what the botch is cooking?
Fireworks. Hey, a fire is a fire. It's fire. The House of Black versus main event Mafia would have been my dream match. My God, would they go at it? Yeah. All right.
No, you gave me the Bloodline versus the main event Mafia.
There you go. Such a weak flame. Yeah, they went light on the listen to fans. We want more fire.
Right. He should have been charcoal when he came out of there, motherfucker.
Right. Should have brought his burger.
Right. That's real wrestling out there. We need a bonfire. We need a human sacrifice. We need a bonfire for it to be real wrestling.
Yeah, 100%.
Fuck.
My God, my guy.
The ending felt rushed.
A little bit. But that is the end of AEW Collision tonight, folks. Give us your rating out of 10. Did you like the show? Did you love the show? Were you mad about it? Yeah, that's a tough one. Damn, he caught some flames to the face. He really did. It looked like his beard probably got singed.
Yeah, little bit there.
We watch GCW as well, Damien, and we do. Again, I just think unnecessary. Like that match tonight, like I get it. We're watching GCW, so we expect the carnage. But at the same time, I don't get why we got this on Collision, and that's not enough to make me love the show tonight.
It's one of those, it's that weird precedent of things of if that's what you're going to be, then that's what you're going to be. That I don't think is what AEW is. I was going to say right now, I'm watching GCW as I've got Mance Warner going at it with a diehard fan of like, that's the thing is that right there was early days ECW. That's not current day AEW.
Yeah, it's just, again, it just doesn't make sense. I fear that AEW is just rumbling their audience and no DQ street fight death matches, especially since so many of them are unwarranted. Yeah, I think Tony Khan has found this, like we talked about it, like the Sting Darby retirement match becomes a tornado match, and everyone ignores the faults in the match because somebody went through a pane of glass. And that to me is kind of Tony's MO now, is smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
Yeah, next time we see Briscoe, he might be clean shaven.
Facts. Well, he might not have a choice. He might only have half a beard here. He's going to turn into Two-Face Mark Briscoe.
The Phantom of the Briscoe next week on Collision. Mark better get extra hazard pay for that spot. Listen, Mark Briscoe came back to AEW. They had an opportunity to push him to the moon. And really, why didn't you make him Ring of Honor champion? Why didn't you make him IC champion? Why didn't you give him all the love so that the crowd could support him, get behind him, show him love? And he's been with basically Jared and Sanjay and Lethal since he's returned. It's been highly disappointing.
Right. But we do take a rating out of 10 for the show. What's your rating, sir? As I see 7's rolling in. Could have been a 7, became a 6. 5 out of 10.
I'll agree with that assessment of 5. I think half the show was great. I thought half the show was good. I thought the second half of the show sucked. Back-to-back lucha matches I didn't give a shit about. And yeah, I know some people are going to say, oh, that death match or that street fight was amazing. It really wasn't. Sorry, maybe I'm hard to please on that one. Half the show was good. Half the show was meh.
No, we got 6. We got 7s. I'm tempted where to go here. I'll go with a 6. I almost wanted to go 6.5 of just, I guess it was more of the hopium of thinking we got it. And the front half, we got, the confrontation between Ospreay and Danielson. Mm-hmm. But again, wait, that wasn't wrestling. So the AEW fans must have hated it, right? So I'll go 6. I think there was, it really, it had the potential to be good, and it really just kind of slogged through.
And it was an unnecessary spot. And I get it. Like last week, if you remember, Briscoe was playing with the pyro buttons. So the revenge is a half-lit table. It just...
You fuck with my pyro, I set your beard on fire. Yeah, no, I'm not even talking about just specifically that match. I'm saying the whole show as the show as a whole. Like you had Jericho versus Titan, you had Nick Wayne versus who, you had this, that, and the third versus that guy. You had the debut of the Elite, which it just became the Okada spotlight to allow me to reintroduce myself. So it was really more of just a placeholder, if anything.
Yeah, again, a whole lot of, and again, just an odd show. And I thought the show had a good amount of momentum and energy through the start of it, and I just felt like it tapered off, and you kind of lost me with Jericho, and I never really came back to it.
Research saying enjoyed the start and the end. The middle was meh.
Yeah, that's fair. And the ending, I don't know. Again, if that was the House of Black versus somebody of real relevance, and then no offense to Mark Briscoe, it's the booking that, or if it was Briscoe and a tag team that I really gave a fuck about, then yeah, maybe we'd be thinking different about that match. It just seemed with the people involved, it didn't resonate with me.
Basically, it was Jobber Jubilee. AEW fans would prefer 112 minutes of wrestling in a 2-hour show.
Right.
But even with that, it's quality over quantity. What you could have taken out of a match there or not had a match and had a better video package or a promo segment or anything might have helped a bit more.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Bad booking. Pac needs to buy a man. Needs to buy a man is the bastard song for theme song.
I think you need to see a man about a dictionary or something like that to figure out what the fuck's going on over there.
6 out of 10. How y'all rate TNA Sacrifice last night? I gave it an 8.
I think that's pretty valid. We had new tag champs and everything, with shout out Danny Luna and Jody Threat there. Yeah. I'm super surprised by that.
A couple big surprise wins, and I thought match to match, it was outstanding. I can't think of a match that I really didn't care about at Sacrifice last night. I thought all the matches were strong.
Match of the night, Hammerstone versus Alexander, and especially because that's setting up the threequel.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that match. I actually thought the trios match with Ollie and
UIV.
I thought that match went really fucking well, man.
Fair.
Watching it back, I thought it was solid.
Yeah,
definitely not as good as Dynamite this week. I would agree with that. Fozzy Tour incoming. Let's go. Come back into commentary and not wrestle, and maybe call the Stinger and get him. I don't know about Sting on commentary. I know I don't want Jericho on commentary.
Raven, I know we've clicked on your comments because you're
Yeah,
new.
like,
but boy, howdy, are you beaten to death? Is Chris Jericho and Sting on commentary?
Right? We don't work there. WWE
we'd like to work there. Well, we hopefully think we'd improve over there. Right. That's the thing is, Tony Khan, if you're listening, we'll work there. We'll probably even do it cheaper than certainly do it cheaper than Okada. I can tell you that.
Okada looks like a banker from Black Rock. I hope Masha Samovich wins the GCW World Title versus Blake Christian tomorrow night. Good luck to Masha, friend of the channel.
Right, Masha.
Right. Tony Khan will blame casual fans for are ignorant and lazy to Google it. The wrestling showcase on their show. Yeah, and know what I love about us here, Marshall? We buck that system because we watch all the wrestling. We watch all of Tony's shit. We watch all of Triple H's shit. We watch all the shit that we can watch, and we have every right to give you guys a pretty informed opinion, at least our own take on what we're seeing. And I often feel like both companies are guilty of it, but a lot of times we get shit like this, and then people kind of want to put that spin on it of all you got to do is switch brands. If that had a WWE logo behind it tonight, a lot of fans would shit on it, like last night. Right. And that's the unfortunate part.
That's really the unfortunate thing. But yeah, I think it's so funny that we buck that. And I was like, I see what you're doing there.
Right. Why do you think the TNA are hot potato in the women's tag belt? Is there a lack of division? I think that's what it is. It's trying to create the rivalry amongst the top teams. The knockouts have gone through some losses and some influx, so they need time to kind of build some things up in the knockouts. That's why I think.
Yeah, and I still think we're getting probably towards Mania weekend, even if it's a triple threat. But I still like your idea, and you've been the flag bearer for this of the DK versus MK Ultra Monsters Ball match. Even if we, like I said, if it becomes a 3-team match, I think that's perfect booking.
Yeah. I gave TNA Sacrifice 7 out of 10. Fair enough. What are your thoughts on elbow pads? Oh, that's for MDB. 0 to 10. No slap nuts turkeys. I enjoyed the Hammerstone match the most. Really liked the pacing. Yeah, well paced. Two big fellas, and setting up round 3 is beautiful. Through the door.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Do we want to keep watching this, or are we packing it in for the evening?
I think we're tipping out.
Fair enough.
I prefer arm sleeve to elbow pads. There you go.
No, you gotta get the shooter sleeve. Anytime I make a crate of anything, you gotta have the shooter sleeves.
Right. The only TNA news I heard was Mickie James winning the Knockouts title. Then all of the sudden, Naomi won it, I guess. But for the longest time, I wanted Naomi to join the Bloodline. Well, Mickey's gone. Trinity's gone. Naomi's back in WWE. Who knows what we'll get?
Watch us. We'll catch you up to speed with everything that's going on in TNA because you seem a little behind the times for that. So
yeah, why do y'all got that one? If AEW was strictly a show that shows people how not to book and not to wrestle, it would be the perfect 10.
Oh,
it's not. I mean, not far off.
I feel like that's getting just a little mean now at this point. Of like, it feels like you're punching down.
A little bit. And again, we want to be positive as fans, but some of the criticisms are necessary, and some of the criticisms we just call it the way we see it. And if it's not good, it's not good. What can we say?
Right. Well, I'll pull this up here of MDB saying they literally watch everything. This is why Wrestling for Life over everybody else. Yeah, everybody else claims they do this, so they talk about that, but they don't actually sit there and watch it.
Two big fellas getting set up for ... There you go. But ladies and gentlemen, that was AEW Collision tonight. Nick and I are about to head towards the door, so we will say last call on any comments. Let us know what you got, but we are packing it in for this week. We will be back on Monday for WWE Raw. We'll see what the fallout of SmackDown is. We'll see what else is cooking. We got a gauntlet match. The winner gets to face Gunther, which almost seems unfair. to get through a gauntlet and have to get beat up by
Right.
that man. But overall, we thank all of y'all for being here. I hope you guys are enjoying your Saturday night. Lots going on this Saturday. So have a fun one, and make sure you hit like, subscribe, click that little bell so you know when we are going to pop up. And other than that, that's all I got, my guy.
Yeah, absolutely. We're two big fellas out here to go and rest our heads before we're back at it like a jackrabbit for Monday Night Raw. But absolutely, our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about that wrestling, you want to put that full more life with it.
See you on the flip side, folks. Come back on Monday. Let's set some tables on fire. Good night.